Julian Edelman, congrats on making the Patriots Hall of Fame. Get that man a red jacket.
Thank you to all who voted. And thank you to the other Boston teams, the Celtics, Red Sox. We always had a great relationship. The Bruins. I mean, I feel like
It's a family affair.
I feel like I'm part of it now, man. That's like one of the most honorable cities to be a sports guy.
Title Town, man.
Title Town. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman. Rob Gronkowski will be back in studio next week. And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes. We have something special for you today. We put together all the dogs we've done so far in one place for you guys. On this episode, we're talking the toughness of Terry freaking Bradshaw. When you watch guys back in those days play, it looks like it's illegal. Taking guys down by their face masks, spitting on a guy when he's down. Tom Brady's intense drive.
Oh, you want to take a break? Hey, man, I'm telling you, your mind will let you go farther. Let's go. 4 more routes. Let's go. You got to be able to be on the same page as me.
The swagginess of Travis Kelce.
And all of a sudden, Killer Trav shows up, and we're having a dance-off on the stage.
He can dance.
And he can dance.
And Rob could dance, but... And a whole lot more dog talk.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And we're naming the chillest dude of the week presented by Coors Light. Let's get into it. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. Let's get into the chillest dude of the week, brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes. And remember, celebrate responsibly.
Hey, I got to butt in here real quick.
Whoa, what? Jack on Dudes on Dudes?
What's up, baby?
What's going on here?
For the chillest dude of the week, I got to honor my dog, our dog, you, Jules. Julian Edelman is our chillest dude of the week. Congrats on making the Patriots Hall of Fame. Get that man a red jacket.
Rocky, come here.
And what are we doing for this, Jack?
The mountains are blue and the jacket is red, baby. We are going to pool together. We have pulled some awesome voicemails. They're already rolling in, the congratulatory voicemails. We pulled some awesome comments people have left all across our socials. We just want to highlight those and
Because it was a fan
honor
vote.
you, Jules. It was a fan vote. So
And the fans came out to support.
we
So
got
we're
to
going to hear
celebrate
from
the
them.
fans, celebrate you, and just use this as a time to really say thanks to the fans and honor you, brother. Nobody chiller.
JE11's a Hall of Famer. Let's go.
That's a Boston guy. That's a Boston guy.
The people, yeah, that's right. Short and sweet.
Is anybody else getting this feeling, this urge to just run through a brick wall right now? Anybody? Anybody?
I know I was when I got that. When I saw that call to Frank, man.
Run through a brick wall. It's kind of what I used to do. That's what I envisioned when I would run through the tunnel.
I love
There's
that.
a brick wall.
I'm running through a fucking brick wall, warming it up.
Is that why you went out first so your guys could come after?
Tom always went out for the first 20 yards, and then I would pass. Then I would pass. You know, Jet's got to turn on the engines, get the engines going. Big old tugboats just got to.
Mr. JE11, a first ballot New England Patriots Hall of Famer. I'm so proud of you, Julian. You deserve it. You deserve the best. Love you, man. Let's go.
My guy.
These guys are fired up. I love it.
Hi, Julian, Jack, and Kyler. This is Jan. Yes, that Jan. I just heard a little while
Jan.
ago that you got elected to the Hall, Julian. And I know you're going to get thousands of calls and thousands of messages, but regardless, I just wanted to call and say congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I love you, Bubs. Congratulations.
We appreciate you, Jan. You've been there from day one. Anytime we had anything public, Jan's there supporting.
Shout out.
All the pop-up shops, autograph signings, charitable events. Jan's been there, so we appreciate you, Jan.
Jan's been in our live chats too for majority of these episodes. So we love the day ones, man.
Did anyone interesting or cool reach out?
A lot of old teammates, you know, which is awesome.
Text, phone calls, everything.
Text, DMs.
Anyone from just out of left field?
Not really. I haven't changed my number too much.
Big time. What a flex. I was hoping there was like someone that like you're like, whoa, like
Josh DeMel texted me.
You just no.
We pulled some from all across our socials. We pulled some notable comments. The praise was rolling in. First, we got friend of the show, Camille Kostick, with an LFG squirrel emoji football. Camille showing love. We love Camille. Max Cassidy 12 on Instagram. I like this one. Everyone pack a lip for Jules today.
You gotta pack a lip.
Got to, bro. A celebratory lip. Transformers official. Optimus Prime, bro. The Autobots salute you, Mr. Edelman.
Hell
Congrats. You are more than meets the eye.
8-year-old me would have fucking been trying to get a boner over that. Didn't know what a boner was yet.
The Decepticons wanted Adam Vinatieri to get in.
As usual, they took an L. Oh, my God. The Patriots official. Congrats, Jules. Our main man, Sam Morrell. Well-deserved. Sammy, we love you,
me.
brother.
Heck
Heck
yes.
yes.
Text me. All these guys text me too.
Are the Knicks going to beat the Celtics?
Oh, God.
I know. Sammy's probably going ham right now.
This is the one time of the year I don't love Sam right now.
Sam is going hard for those Knicks.
I
He
know.
loves it. He loves
loves
him. He's
them.
been talking about him for 5 years.
I know. Jalen Brunson's the truth. All right, buddy.
He's pretty good.
I still love Sammy,
Knocked
but
down
right now,
a few.
we'll
I
get
mean,
back.
what did the Celtics miss? 47 threes?
Yeah, we missed like 15 of 16
47?
in that drought. too.
Holy they'll make some of those next time. They'll be
Yeah,
all right.
they're going in, bro. It's a make or miss league. We got Gronk, our main man, Robbie G. Well deserved, Bubs. Congrats. Can't wait to be there. You know,
Robbie
Rob will be
G.
there with you.
Yeah, Rob. So Rob texts me. Let me get this real quick. Hello, Bubs. New text. Congrats, bro. It was a no-brainer. New text. See you Sunday. New text. When's the date for the induction? Hello, Bubs. I sent him a voicemail. He's so funny.
Rob asking all the important questions.
Yeah, see you
When's-
Sunday. When's the induction? Congrats, no brainer. But the first text, hello, Bubs. And then like 4 minutes later was, congrats.
How long? Who's just sitting there trying to spell congratulations?
No. Get out
Dude.
of here.
Robbie G's such a busy man. He might already be booked up on that day.
He's opening up the
He's got to go to
El
like,
Paso Joanne's
Just out, yeah.
Fabric.
no, there's a Gronk Beach in Bali that week. He's going for 2 days.
Maybe we should go to that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Gronk goes across the world for like 2 days. He went to Australia for like 2 days.
Met a horse named after him. Dipped. Did a couple appearances out.
2 days in Australia. That's more in a plane.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Crazy.
This man is wild. We got a. We're not just scouring the social verse. We got texts coming in. Just when you think there's nothing else, he's done everything. There's something else. So stinking proud. That's from Angie, Mama Edelman.
thanks,
We love you,
Mom.
Ange.
She's a huge part of it.
She's goated, man. And then, I mean, we got stories on stories. Tom Brady says, legend. Congrats, Bubs. It was coming in from everybody. And then he's a little bit of a menace in the comment section.
I remember
Even
one
Nick
time
commented
with me and
something.
Tom. It was like almost like I made it moment. I think we were going for like it's like 2017. We just won our second Super Bowl and we're warming up and we were like feeling like we were just in a sync. It's before I got hurt. And he goes, man, you could be like Lil Messi out here. You keep on balling. That was something that I'll never forget. Tom saying, he goes, man, you're like little Messi out here.
Wow.
You know, I was like, what? He's just, I don't know if he was just pumping my confidence. He knew
Hey.
he had a big game.
It worked.
It
And
worked.
he's right.
He worked.
He's right,
That was
bro.
like the coolest thing he ever said to me.
Messi 5'7".
I know, but like in the football world, dickhead.
Football, footwork, baby.
Aura.
Aura.
pumping my tires.
I love it.
I know.
And I'd be
how to-
remiss if I didn't
Knew how to
mention.
get the best out of his guys.
We love you, Tommy.
Look, as soon as I rode by, fucking Messi.
Oh, man. Games with names, commenter, frequent comment section appearer.
More like rabble rouser.
Rabble rouser, little rascal in there. Rob Ninkovich. Congrats, brother. Love ya.
No hate?
No hate this time.
We deleted
It's weird.
the hate response.
It was very odd to see him actually giving some
genuine praise. Cody Hollister worked his balls off.
Pretty awesome, man.
Kent State's been very happy and proud.
Zach Test hit me up. He was a kid that played for the U.S. Sevens teams that grew up in the same area. That was good. I haven't talked to him in a while. There's some people like I don't know how do you get my number? Probably fucking Ebner.
Ebner. Ooh, Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg, bro.
Yeah,
He says NFL Hall of Fame next.
Oh,
That's
right.
Salute.
The right stuff. First time was a friend. Second time was a man. Hey, we should get Donnie Wahlberg on one of our pods.
We got to get him on here, dude.
He's a freaking diehard.
Let's do it.
Kent State, of course, showing love everywhere. Like
Josh
I
Cribbs.
said. Cribbs, bro.
Nick.
Bro.
Guy.
We gotta get him on.
Gotta get him.
Yeti.
Cribby.
Everybody, bro.
Logan Ryan, man, we used to battle a lot. He got me better because he was so on top of his game and he knew the game so well. You had to run a good route on him every day of practice. We battled a bunch.
Intercepted
Arm.
Tom's last pass as a Patriot.
Arm was my guy. Fletch. Look at young Fletch. Dola.
Dola gave you an in-feed post.
Did he?
Now that's special.
My guy.
Prime real estate. right there.
JoJo.
Gotta love JoJo.
Freaking Bolden. I said, get the ox ready, dog. I said, get it ready because I know you be bumping the good shit.
BB Hulk smash.
BB Hulk smash.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
That was fun.
Proud of you, brother.
And that was the chillest dude of the week. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly.
Who's our first scariest dude of all scariest dudes?
Our first guest that we'll be talking about on the Halloween edition of Dudes on Dudes, scary guys. We'll start with former teammate of mine on Inside the NFL, Ray Lewis. You scary SOB. Let's see what AI has to say about him.
All right, we got some dude synopsis here. Scariest dude, number one, is Ray Lewis. Let's see what AI has to say.
What's AI got to say?
Ray
Start the
Lewis
clock.
is widely regarded. Ray Lewis is widely regarded as one of the greatest middle linebackers in NFL history. Known for his intense playing style and leadership on the field and off the field, he overcame personal challenges and became a motivational figure. Often speaking about discipline and perseverance. Lewis had significant impact on the Baltimore Ravens, leading them to 2 Super Bowl victories and earning the Super Bowl MVP in 2001.
Wow.
I was 12 years old in 2001. Jules, how old were you? About
15?
14, 15?
15?
Notably, he is the only player in NFL history with over 40 career sacks and 30 interceptions.
Instinctive.
Additionally, he was a
Versatile.
12-time Pro Bowler and a 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Ray Lewis for you, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by AI.
I think the AI is pretty right. I worked with Ray as soon as I retired on Inside the NFL. And in those pre-production meetings, he would speak. And I felt like I wanted to run through a goddamn brick wall every time he would speak. He sounded like a pastor with a mix of craziness and a mix of a gladiator quote. Ray, don't think I don't know where your quotes come from. We went to Rome together, and I figured out that all of Ray's motivational quotes come from the movie The Gladiator. It was crazy. I remember playing him. He knocked me out of a game first off.
What game was that, and what year was that he knocked you out of the game?
It was, remember when Deion Branch came back for the first game back?
So about, was it 2013? Your fourth year or my third year?
This was like 2012?
12?
11 or 12.
Yeah, it was 2011.
when did Randy
Deion
leave?
Branch came back on the
Randy
team.
left on
the team when we went to the
10
Super Bowl.
or 11.
Yes. 2010, my rookie year. Randy Moss was traded after the 4th game of the season.
And then didn't we trade for?
We traded back for Deion Branch, right, that year? So it was my rookie year.
It was your rookie year.
Yes, 2010, the same season that Randy Moss got traded.
Yeah. And he hit me on under in the red area. And I remember Haloti Nada like picking me up and saying, "Hey, buddy, your sideline's that way."
That was at Gillette Stadium,
At
correct?
Gillette.
Yes, and it was 2010.
2010.
Yes, it was.
He lit me up. And then the year before, this is my second year in the league. Year before in the playoffs, he scored and on a scramble in the red area. Tom darted it to me. I caught it and I got a touchdown. And Ray was right behind me and he kneed me so hard in my left butt cheek that like I got a crazy hematoma. And I looked like I had J-Lo booty on. Like my butt was just, I had one big butt. It was so fucking crazy. If we got smoked that game, but I wouldn't have been able to play the next week because I had like internal bleeding. It was fucking nuts. So that dude has scared the shit out of me. What do you think about?
First off, AI hit it on point, but they didn't, talk about all his characteristics that he brings to the table as well. Yes,
Yeah.
Great motivational speaker, great player, all the accolades, 2-time Super Bowl champion, whatever, 12-time Pro Bowler, but they didn't talk about the characteristics that makes him himself. Vicious out in the field.
Vicious.
Absolutely vicious. Intimidating. 100%. I would put my hand down and I was already scared of Ray Lewis when he was lined up in front of me. I was when you're scared of a player, you're kind of already beat as well. Just that's how intimidating he was, just the nature of just the way he carried himself, and the energy that he brought to the table. You did not want to mess with Ray Lewis. No doubt, no ands, ifs, or buts about that.
Now, he was not just scary, but he was also like one of the smartest football players you fucking played.
Very intellectual.
I remember we'd be in a 3-by-1, like a trips formation, and he'd be sitting there calling out like, all right, watch this hook. Like he'd be calling our plays, and I remember talking to him when we worked together, and he would study all of our TV copies so he could hear Tom's signals. He could hear all the line front signals. So anytime we would play the Ravens with Ray, we kind of knew that he knew everything. We had to change everything because he was such a smart, hardworking guy that did anything it took to fucking go out and win a game. If that meant sitting watching 5 hours of all the TV copies to get one little signal from something, that's what Ray Lewis was doing. And he was fucking like, we look at middle linebackers now. Middle linebackers are 225, 230 pounds. Ray Lewis was sideline to sideline 250. 250. Doing war dances before the game, getting the whole city of Baltimore some light. I mean, he was their first pick of that franchise. Like, he set the stage for what Baltimore has become. Like what he said in his things, known for defense, tough team. It's carried out throughout. Harbaugh inherited him, rose it to what it is now, but they're a tough fucking team, and Ray Lewis was like the war daddy of the war daddies.
And he was the definition of a linebacker in the NFL in the decade of the 2000 era. No doubt about that. You big, strong, intimidating, fast, took no shit at all.
No.
He was the defensive captain. He was the guy in the huddle that got everyone, in the right spots where they needed to be. He was the one that was calling every single defensive play. He was the absolute definition of a Mike linebacker, of a middle linebacker. A Mike linebacker is just a name for the middle linebacker for all you people out there. So Mike linebacker, middle linebacker, same exact thing, MLB. But he was the definition. He was the standard of strength, of speed, of agility, of a middle linebacker. Instinctiveness, intellectual, just how smart he was, the ability to know what plays were being called, and how to fill a gap as well. That mother effer. That mother effer knew how to fill a gap and blow a gap up better than any linebacker in the history of the game. And he set the example to all young guys, all players, all defensive players in high school and college on how to play the linebacker position in the game of football. There's no doubt about that. And that was mean, aggressive. What else is there, Julian?
Fucking instinctive.
Yes. Just all of it.
And then once again, I got to experience, and I got to be on a team, with Ray, and the way he motivated guys, like his stories and like how he would, he told me once we're doing Inside the NFL, he goes, you got to win the crowd to win your freedom. I'm like, Ray, we're talking about football. We're not in a goddamn We're not at the Coliseum right now. Okay, like I want to run through the wall, but we're not hitting nobody.
Just who he was, Jules.
Yes, it's
Just
crazy.
who he was.
He would say something, and I couldn't understand anything, but I got the point.
Mhm.
Like he would say something, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I don't." Let's have the best fucking show. Let's have the show, Ray. Like that's how Ray was, you know. And we went and did this convention over in Croatia together, and so I was like, Ray, let's. You want to go to Rome after with me? And so me and Ray went to Rome, and to watch him go, we went to the Coliseum for a day, and it was like watching a kid walk into a candy shop when he saw that Coliseum. Like you could tell that it was like ingrained in him. He was like, this is where the men that I am used to perform in the day of age of them. He said something like that to me. I'm like, Ray, what?
In one of his past lives, I bet you he was a gladiator.
Oh, 100%.
Fighting in the Coliseum.
100%.
Yes.
I saw he literally had a single tear when he walked and he saw just how grand and old and how you could see him using his imagination for all the freaking fans and stuff and guys ripping each other's goddamn heads off. And he loved it.
Wait a second. Do you think he was one of the gladiators back in the day, or was he one of those lions?
No, he was
in the
gladiator.
Coliseum.
He was
he both?
He was Lionheart.
Lionheart, but a gladiator?
Yeah, Lionheart. Lionheart like Van Damme.
Can't disagree with that.
You ever been covered by him?
I've been covered by him a few times. I mean, obviously his game was stopping the run, but he was very smart in zone coverage as well.
Yeah, hella picks.
Yes, a lot of picks. I mean, he has 30 interceptions and over 50 sacks. What was that?
Yeah,
Stat
only
line
person
again?
ever do it.
The only one to ever do it. And, he's just very athletic for his size too, man. His arms are just massive. It just looks like a guy out of like a magazine cover, straight off a magazine, front page cover, right off the stands, and just put on the football field.
Mannequin. A mannequin of a gladiator.
Mm-hmm. He was the definition of what a guy in Madden looks like. When you're playing the game Madden, you just got taken right out of the video game and put right on the field. But I got to clear up a little bit with Ray Lewis. I mean, the guy, back end of his career when we were facing him, so we didn't really get the true Ray Lewis, just like all of us in the NFL.
Oh, he lit me up. He
definitely lit you up still. But when you're in your prime, you're moving people no matter what the situation is. You're moving people. You're blowing up the holes, all that. So I never got leveled by Ray Lewis. I definitely felt his power. But here's a situation. I was running. This thing goes viral all over Instagram all the time, where it's a clip of me running over Ray Lewis. But let me get this clear out there. I didn't really technically run over Ray Lewis. I mean, I did in the clip, and people just take it out of context because, on the film directly, you just take that 3 seconds of a clip, and I am running over Ray Lewis. But here's the deal. Here's the situation. It was a passing play, and I was on a route. He was dropping back in the coverage, and I was debating. I had an in cut, 12-yard in cut, and I was debating because he was dropping back, doing his thing, making it hard on myself because he's very smart of a player, knows how to drop back and get you confused of where he's going. So then it kind of throws you off your route. So I'm like, do I go outside of him because he's dropping out of my zone, out of the area where I got to run the 12-yard in cut, or is he going inside? And I should go inside, or should I go outside of him? You know what I'm trying to say, Joe? So I'm debating, and I'm kind of stiff this game. I'm just running straight, and I'm debating, should I go out? Should I go in? Should I go out? Should I go in? And I'm running full speed at him, debating, and then boom, I just clashed right into him. So he wasn't really paying attention to me, and he was looking back at the quarterback. But when I clashed right into him on the passing route, he went flying backwards, and I ran him over. And then I jumped up real quick and acted like I was wide open. So I didn't really run him over.
Did you get a catch?
No, I didn't get a catch either. So it was great coverage by him, actually, to the T, if you ask me. But it's a clip where I'm like, no, it's just taken out of context. I will tell you when I ran
That's how
someone
scary
over.
of a guy he is,
Yes.
is where Rob over here ran his ass over. Okay, I don't want to hear it, Ray. He got ran over.
No, I didn't run
And
him over. He
he's
was
over
dropping
here.
back in coverage, and I just ran my route through him.
He's trying to justify
Yes.
running him over to not make Ray mad at him.
I don't want Ray mad at me. I can tell you that right now. But I was just running my route, and it went through him, and he was, he was on his heels, backing up, backpedaling, and
Using
he,
his
he did go
space.
fly. Yeah, he did go flying, but it was not like a run play or anything. If that was a run play and I blocked him like that, well, then hats off to me. I would still go running. I would still run to the other sideline because I'd still be scared of Ray Lewis. But I didn't technically run him over. It was just a little mishap. And Jules, I got a question. When he did that, the war dance, running out of the tunnel, the Baltimore fans going crazy. Did you ever watch one of those war dances?
Oh, every time.
Or were you like looking the other way, like, Coach, no, Belichick, I'm not watching it.
Why are
but-
you saying that?
Yeah.
Because that's what Bill used to say.
Yeah. Don't be paying attention to what they're doing. Just worry about what you're doing. But Ray Lewis's war dance, you had to peek.
Dude, that's
you
how.
had to peek.
Dude, you had to. Coach Belichick would
You had
be
to
on a Ravens weekend. He'd always be like, look, we're going to be going to Baltimore. You're going to have Ray doing his goddamn fucking war dance. Like, just get your heads right. Get your heads right for the game. He's going to be doing that war dance. He's referenced the war dance. Wait, his war dance is called the squirrel dance? Ain't no squirrel doing that.
Yeah, because Jules, you're a squirrel. You ain't doing those type of dances. I never heard anyone even call it
Nah, it's a war
squirrel
dance. It was started by his friends in his hometown. They named it the squirrel dance because it had the whole town jumping. I get it now.
I know, but the squirrel dance, you're the squirrel.
Yeah, and I don't see a squirrel looking that scary
No, squirrels are furry and
and cute.
kind and snuggly.
No, Ray looks like he wants to bite your face off and do a war dance on your face after it's been bit off.
What about his visor?
Fucking scary.
Just his aura overall. Ray Lewis's aura. I mean, the visor, the little bands on his arms, all
just-
that. Just a scary player overall. Scary
That
player.
purple and black. That's
Mhm.
just a mean looking team.
It is.
All right. Time. Let's determine what kind of dude he is.
All right, Ray Lewis. What kind of dude is Ray Lewis? Is he a freak? Of course he's a freak. I mean, he definitely has freak of nature in him. I mean, he's gigantic. He's the definition of a middle linebacker.
He's a whiz as well. He was so innovative for the sideline to sideline quarterback of the defense type linebacker. I could be recency bias, but this is what we grew up on.
He's a dude's dude as well. I mean, positive attitude, the motivational speaking, getting everyone going, bringing everyone together. I mean, he's special, man. That's special just to have that, in life, is to just be able to motivate people and bring people together. And on top of it, just being that phenomenal of a football player, man. That's what really made him special. He had so many great characteristics that he brought to a team, not just being a good player.
I think he's a dog. He's relentless. He's motivated. He's physically and mentally tough. Dude tore his tricep, came back in a fucking 4 weeks for the game. He doesn't care if he has something hanging on by a thread. If it's a playoff game or if it's a AFC North divisional game or if it's a game against us, you knew Ray Lewis was going to be out there doing his goddamn war dance before the game, getting the whole fucking crowd going crazy. That's going to be what Ray does, and he's a fucking dog. He's a dog.
He is a dog, and anytime you're a dog, you get the job done. And he got the job done every single time he hit the field.
Let's go to our next guy.
I ain't never messing with Ray.
Hell no.
I'm going to be best friends with him.
And he would love the shit out of you. Ray's the best teammate ever. Who's our next, Roberto?
Our next scary is from one of the scariest eras of football, where they didn't care if they were injured.
No.
They didn't have doctors to treat their broken ankles
Zero.
or broken legs. They just threw them back out there.
Yeah.
This was the scariest times in the NFL.
Freedom.
Concussions didn't matter. That means if you had stars, it meant that you were extra tough. And this guy is in that era, and he was one of the scariest ones in that era.
Fucking scary.
And I'm getting scared.
The dude looks scary.
He
Who we
looks
got?
scary.
Who do we got?
He looks like Halloween. We got Jack Lambert, ladies and gentlemen.
OMG.
Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jack Harold Lambert.
Jack Lambert, Golden Flash. What's AI got to say about old Jack? Start the clock now.
All right. Hit that clock. Jack Lambert. Jack Lambert was an intimidating and fierce linebacker, known for his aggressive playing style and toothless snarl.
No teeth.
Off the field, he was a private person who preferred a quiet life,
Heard that.
often retreating to his farm. Lambert had a profound impact on the Pittsburgh Steelers, leading them to 4 Super Bowl victories in the 1970s with our guy,
Terry Bradshaw.
the original TB12.
Terry.
Oh, good old Terry Bradshaw.
Uncle Terry.
He was a 9-time Pro Bowler and an 8-time All-Pro, earning the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award in 1976. Notably, he recorded 28 career interceptions and was a key figure in the Steelers' dominant defense. You want to know what I loved about Jack Lambert? He wasn't the traditional size of a linebacker,
Hell no.
especially back in the heyday. He was, once again, a guy from Kent State University.
Go Flashes.
Was he drafted into the NFL?
Yeah.
He was
He
drafted.
was a 4th rounder.
I know that he had, not
is he?
the ideal
46 overall.
46
second
overall.
rounder.
He didn't have the ideal size going into NFL as well. I think he was 6'4", about 210 pounds coming out of Kent State, and they wanted to put some bulk on him. So he didn't really play, at the size of all these other linebackers. And in the NFL at the time, I think he played about at 220?
220.
230. So 6'4", a linebacker at 6'4", that's kind of unheard of. Usually they're shorter, more stockier, can fill the hole, can take on a lineman, can take on a fullback, can go side to side with the agilities. But this guy, no, he was different. But, that kind of was an advantage for him. Watching tape on him, I feel like he could see over the lineman because he was 6'4". He could see what was developing in the backfield. And when you can have that type of advantage and you can see what's going on in the backfield, you can see that short running back, where he's going, where he's angling. That's an advantage. And Jack Lambert used that on the defensive side of the ball, making tackles. It was just ridiculous watching him play.
What if you were lined up at tight end and Jack's the middle linebacker right here, and he looked at you and with his no teeth, and he said, "Hey, Gronk, I'm going to eat your lunch." What would you do?
I'd probably be wide open because I'm going to run full freaking speed away from him. I'm running full speed. But at the same time, those are the guys that are hard to get open versus, because I'm 6'6". That's my advantage, is my height and my size. But when you're 6'4", and yeah, he was smaller than everyone, but dude.
Long and lanky.
Yeah, long and lanky, but he had
Leverage
that
strength.
hit stick. Like it's kind of like a type of strength that is kind of not taught, that some type of strength where you don't go in the weight room to get that.
That's
type
that
of
leverage strength.
Yes, he's 6'4",
Whippy strength.
just skinnier, more athletic than these other linebackers and other players in the NFL. But he had that that pop. He had a pop in him.
Tough
And when you
as
have that
nails.
pop and that toughness, I mean, it doesn't matter what size you are. You can knock down anyone, even if they're 50 pounds bigger than you.
He's also like an intimidation factor. You seen the Super Bowl against the Cowboys where the kicker missed the fucking kick on the Steelers, and the Cowboy guy was heckling him, and fucking Jack Lambert grabbed him by the back of his thing and threw his ass down and said, "Hey, boy, shut the fuck up." Like that, he's crazy. I think the ref was right there, was too scared to throw the damn penalty. Like, that's how scary of a guy he was. I mean, he's not like a big guy.
He had a wide receiver built. He had long, skinny legs. Like,
instinctive as fuck.
yes.
You throw on his highlights. Yeah, he would blow up the 1 yard, or he'd blow up the goal line play or the short yardage play. But you saw him drop, and he would always make these crazy. He had a lot of interceptions too, I think. Like, he had a bunch. Grew up a Browns fan, played for the Steelers.
Big hitter.
He was
Trash talker that backed it up.
probably one of the toughest guys on one of the toughest so-called defenses of all time. That steel curtain. You had Mean Joe Green. You had all these Jack Ham. And then you have fucking Lambert over there who
And this
a lot
guy
of these guys are scared of him.
This guy had no front teeth.
No front teeth. He looked like a hockey player.
He was labeled as the scariest looking player in the NFL, on top of being that scary on the field.
He's also
That's a double whammy. What about his nicknames?
No, Jack Splat.
Jack
Captain
Splat.
Jack. Dracula
That
and
was it.
Cleats.
He
That's
was
actually tight
Dracula
because he
and
has no
Cleats.
teeth.
He kind of looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
He kind of looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
He does in some pictures, some way. And then look at the helmet that he's wearing.
With
the
the
face
bar.
mask, with the bar.
You got the bar right down
makes
the
him
middle.
look even scarier.
The neck roll. You saw him with the patent 1970s freaking hand and arm pads. You just see a guy like him giving a freaking clothesline to a quarterback and like spitting on him afterwards. Like that's the kind of guy Jack Lambert was. He's what did it say? JT Thomas?
Yeah.
He's so mean he hates himself. You got to play like that.
What I love about Jack Lambert, too, is that he had a quote before. It was something along the line of that he just never used football as a popularity contest, He looked at it as it was his job. And you got to appreciate those guys. You love those guys in the locker room because they were all business. And Jack was business at all times. And he didn't care about, who was watching him, how popular he was. He cared about getting the job fucking done. And that's what he did.
Who's the modern day Jack Lambert?
Man, that's a tough question because there's really no linebackers that are 6'4" in the NFL.
Not any middles.
No. Especially not the
It
middle linebackers.
probably would have
Some
been
outside linebackers.
It would have been
possibly.
like Urlacher back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Urlacher.
Because Urlacher was like a safety.
Yes.
That turned into a
Urlacher's
safety.
A good
Or a
option
linebacker.
right there. Currently, I'm not really sure if anyone really compares to Jack Lambert.
It's a different
in
game.
the current NFL.
He also I went to Kent and I didn't even hear any stories about him really. Like he's kind of like an off the radar type guy. I heard he's like in some country town, probably in Ohio, on his farm. I think he's got bomb shelters or anything. If anyone in the Jack Lambert camp hears this, can we get an update on him? We would love to, as a former Flash and a guy that went to the same university as him that likes him. We want to know if he's okay.
I think he is okay. Like I said, he just cared about doing his job. He didn't care about the popularity. And he's kind of like that. When was the last time he was seen in the football world? I think it was when the original Steelers Stadium closed down before they were going to build their
The new one, Three
the
Rivers.
new one. Yeah. What was it? Three River Stadium, right? Didn't he go to that last game or something?
Did he?
Was that the last time he was seen? Yeah,
That was-
2000 was the last time he was seen.
That's
in the
24
football
years ago. I wonder what he thinks about all this technology. He looks like a guy for a fact that will fucking, if you're on his phone, if you're on a phone around him, I think he might shoot the phone.
Yeah, he's still using a pager.
No, I don't even think he has a pager. I think
Just
he's
a
got
pager.
landline.
Just a pager.
He's got landline, bro. He's got cord still that with like a 30-foot cord so he could take a goddamn call away from his wife like 2 rooms down and has to shut the door and use it and put the cord under the door gap so he could have some privacy. That's the kind of guy. He's a scary.
That is the kind of guy he is.
Like,
I got a question.
how do you
Jules. Would you ever go off the grid?
would I ever go off the grid?
Jack Lambert hasn't been seen for 24 years.
Actually, I would if I had enough means to go off the grid, I would love to go off the grid.
You got plenty of means.
Nah, I got kid. You can't go off
Yeah.
grid if you have a kid. Like if it was just me and Rock, I'd go off of the Dusty Trail, but I can't.
Just a deserted island.
I don't know. I'd
Infinity
take
amounts of food and water.
some little town in Mexico.
Would you do it? Would you go off the grid? Can you see yourself going off the grid?
I would love to go out. If, like I said,
I
if
want like that.
huh?
We got dudes on dudes.
Yeah.
Why would you go off the grid on me?
Wouldn't it be cool to have a Mai Tai and like a little umbrella?
Can we just do dudes on dudes off the grid?
We wouldn't be off the grid then.
We'd be real dudes on dudes then.
How?
Just you and I.
Dude,
A deserted
dude on
island.
dude.
Yeah.
No. How do you think he'd play in today's football? I think he'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be really good, especially, because it seemed like he was very athletic as well, could
Yeah.
cover pretty well. So the way that, we're throwing the football now in this era, I feel like he's a guy that can drop back in the middle of the field, and especially in zone coverages. I think he would have a couple interceptions a year, no doubt about that. And just his mentality that he brings in the run game, I feel like some defenses are missing that type of mentality too. Like those guys that play
Willing.
Yeah, the willing to go in and just take a fullback,
Playing all downs,
one-on-one,
not
right
just
in the
third
gap,
downs.
heads up, all downs, and just being able to just, give up your body, sacrifice yourself. So those players, Ray Lewis, obviously, Jack Lambert, another one of those. So What about John Elway? Remember when John Elway faced Jack Lambert?
Yeah, didn't he?
What happened?
He said, "Just
What
let
happened?
me out of here. I'll be an accountant."
Yeah. You want to know why? You want to know what else happened?
What happened?
He did say that after the game, but you want to know what else happened?
What happened?
He lined up under the right guard.
That's how scared he was.
He was that scared and nervous.
I mean, that was
He
a
freaking went under the right guard.
what year was that?
Imagine that.
83. So Lambert was still there. Lambert played what, 12 years? This was a young John Elway, probably young
Well, he
buck
went
out of
one-
Stanford.
1 for 8, 14 yards that game.
1 for 8.
We're
An
talking John
interception.
Elway. 1 for 8, 14 yards
Jeez.
when he faced the scariest defender.
the steel
in
curtain.
NFL
It wasn't
history.
just him. He had to steal
Yeah, he did.
Bean Joe Green,
Mm-hmm.
Ham, LC Greenwood, all those boys. I mean, and he was the fucking flag carrier for that scary ass defense. Time. What kind of dude is Jack Lambert?
Jack Lambert, a stud. He was a stud, but
Not Kent State.
but not Kent
Nah, you
State,
can't-
and not when
hey,
you're that
we ain't
scary.
studs out of Kent State.
And when you're that scary, you're technically not a stud.
he's got the
possibly.
athleticism, he's got the football
Mhm.
IQ, but he always had the is he too small in his category, so that takes him out of the stud.
And then that takes him out of the freak category as well.
Yeah, but he could be a freak because he's like a regular lanky dude that played like he was 280.
And he had a hit stick.
He had a hit stick and he had no teeth.
They had no teeth.
He could be a whiz because he was so fucking intelligent. You know, he was calling out plays, and I was watching all his. You could tell he knew the game better than a lot of the other guys he was playing against was knowing. Was he a dude's dude? I probably don't know. I heard a snake story where he almost killed a guy for putting a fake snake in his room. Like, I don't think he's a dude's dude. He's not a guy that you want to fuck with or pull a prank on. He might,
No, I ain't
pull
pulling
out his
no prank
22
on him.
and kill you.
He looks like he writes manifestos.
Yes, he's got a list.
Yeah,
He's got a list.
yeah. So no, don't pull pranks on him.
You know what? I think he's a dog. He's just a dog.
He is a dog.
You know, he's relentless.
Yes.
He's motivated. He's physically and mentally tough. Has exceeded everything that everyone thought he couldn't do at the highest level. Jack
Mhm.
Lambert is a dude of a dog.
And dogs
A dude
don't
of a dog.
care about getting the credit.
No.
They just want to feel the love, and they just want to do their job. And when they do their job, they feel the love.
That's it. That was poetic.
hmm
That was fucking poetic, Rob. Where did
I
you
have
learn
a
that?
dog. That's why I have a dog.
You
Does
have a
not-
dog?
Does
So you-
not care about his popularity. He just cares about doing what he needs to do to protect myself, protect Camille, and protect the house. And then he feels like he's accomplished. And then he snuggles into me, and we share love.
That's just dogs loving dogs. He's a dog. Stamp it.
Dog. Drafted 6th overall in the 2005 NFL Draft, he was known for his exceptional speed and agility, highlighted by a 4.38 second 40-yard dash. In his career, he was named to 3 Pro Bowls and a first-team All-Pro selection. Before his NFL career, he made a name for himself at West Virginia University.
Let's get on Pacman Jones.
Jules, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Adam Pacman Jones?
Well, first thing I think of is Bengal formation.
All right.
Remember, we had a series of formations. It was an empty formation where the
Yeah.
F moved.
Mm-hmm.
So Tiger, our reminder, was Kevin Falk. The F was always Kevin Falk. He was in the slot.
Yes.
Brown, he was always outside.
Mm-hmm.
So you always knew where everyone was. The F was on the outside of the formation. For Bengal, we learned Bengal that he was all the way inside the formation because Bengals always went to jail. And I'm pretty sure Pac-Man went to a couple of those things and he had a couple of those antics where he was part of our learning of a formation.
Who came up with that creativity?
Chatty-O.
Chatty-O.
Chatty-O,
Love
you know he
Chatty-O.
said Bengals are always in jail.
I wish he shared that knowledge with me. I would have understood the playbook a lot easier.
Well, on that side, you were always on the back side. So the Y and the X were always, they didn't move. It was always the front side of the formation that had to move.
on that series of formations. That's how crazy our fucking formation was. But that's the first thing I think of when I think of Pac-Man, because I remember when we were installing this formation, Chatty O brought up, Pac-Man got caught up at the strip club again. Those Bengals are always in jail. That's just how you guys remind it.
And I can tell you this: if you're a Bengal and you're in jail, you're going to be a tough SOB, that's for sure. And that's the type of player that he was out on the football field. He was tough. He could tackle. I mean, he wasn't the biggest DB, but let me tell you, he acted like he was the biggest DB. He played like a linebacker. He was like, how did you describe it earlier? Coming off of the edge,
he knifed it. So what he did?
He wasn't just one of those plastic knives.
No.
He was a freaking a steak knife.
He was definitely like a steak knife. So I remember a lot of the coaching plans when we'd have Pac-Man, they would play him into the boundary corner. He'd be a boundary corner, and a lot of times they would play a cover 2, and Pac-Man would be he would be the outside edge defender. So like we'd always have to worry. It almost looked like it was a blitz because he was crunching so much and he was knifing so much, but it was just he was such an instinctive, smart player that he knew because of formation that he could go in there. So you always had to be on your P's and Q's when you had Pac-Man in the boundary because he was so elite in the run game as a corner. Like he was an unbelievable punt returner. I used to watch him all the time as a punt returner because I would always like to watch the best punt returners in the league to see how they were getting open. And he was just such a fast guy. He knew he had great field awareness, great field vision. He put his foot in the ground and he would go and he could outrun people. He was elite speed. I mean, you don't go 6 overall from West Virginia, which West Virginia had a lot of players at this time. You got to tip your cap to West Virginia. Pat White, McAfee went there.
That era was
they had a lot of good players. But he went 6 overall at 5'10". That's crazy. It doesn't matter if you have elite speed or not. So that tells you how good of a football player he was. What do you see?
I mean, he was scrappy. Talked a lot of shit.
Me and him almost fought on the field a couple times.
I mean, he've almost fought freaking 50 different NFL players out on the football field because he would get under their skin.
I respected it, though.
Yeah, you definitely had to respect him because that was him. It wasn't like it was just coming out of nowhere. It was him.
It was him.
And you got to appreciate that. What I really loved about him, too, is just his ball skills, man. Whenever he was around the ball, it would be tipped up in the air. He was bringing
Coming
it down.
down with it.
He had wide receiver hands, and you want to kind of know what he reminds me of because he had so many returns as a kickoff returner and punt returner, but also when he would return the ball on an interception, is that he looked like a third down running back.
He did.
Running with that ball, man. I feel like he could have played the running back position because of just how shifty he was and just how his hands were. They were very, very, what am I looking for? Consistent of being able to catch the ball. So he was a third down back playing corner, and you talked about him like he was a middle linebacker. But really, on top of it, he was a great cover guy.
Great cover guy.
Great ball skills, like I said. And
wasn't scared to get down and dirty.
This guy, yeah. And I got a little story. My rookie year, I mean, it was Pacman Jones out there wide, going one-on-one versus whoever he was covering, and Wes was in the slot. And we did a quick pass to Wes, so at the lined up inside at the tight end position. You know how I bolt out there and I gotta go block the DB. And this is my first game I've ever played, and I saw it was Pac-Man. And I was like, oh shit, do I really want to block this guy? Like, I don't know what he's gonna do to me. I mean, all these stories about Pac-Man out there talking shit, coming after you, getting under your skin.
That was in the scouting report.
It was. It really was. It was in back of my head. But I was like, screw that. I gotta show my abilities. I gotta do me. So I kind of ran at Pac-Man, broke down a little bit, got right into his chest, boy. Drove him about 3-4 yards right to the sideline. Wes ran right behind me, scored a touchdown, baby. And I just turned around like, yeah, that's right. I just blocked Pacman Jones, motherfucker. Let's go to the strip club, baby. Jules, you're talking about how you almost fought Pacman Jones on the field. Well, what does a DB have to do to make you want to fight him? What was he saying to you, or what did he do to you? Come on, Jules.
He was calling me white boy or something. You ain't got shit, no speed. He was giving. I don't even remember, but
I mean, it was pretty easy to get under your skin.
Nah, not really.
Okay, Jules, not really.
But if you piss me off, that means I was gonna go 110% every fucking play. So a lot of guys wouldn't do it because I was gonna keep it going. But I don't know. I remember one time I took a ball and Pac-Man thought I was gonna go out of bounds, and I kind of trucked him. And he looked up and he got up and he started talking shit to me because I had like 30 yards and he was coming right. He didn't have any momentum, so like that person's gonna win. And I lit him up, and he looked at me. He said some shit. I forgot what he said, but he said, "Fuck you, you still ain't shit, dog," or something. I was like, "Fuck you, Pacman." I didn't want to talk too much shit to Pacman because I heard about the guns and shit. I heard about the strip clubs and stuff. So you know, I didn't know if he would take it off the field. So it was like, "What's up, Pacman? What's up, dog?" But I love Pacman. We've got to hang out a few times. He's a fun dude. Like. And he's grown up a lot. I think he's great on podcasts and shit. I watch him on McAfee. He's done very well off the field and in transforming his kind of his image. Like when we were all playing, Pacman was like, he was a dude he got in trouble, he got suspended and shit. Now like it's been awesome to see him re-image himself and become like he's working for ESPN for a while.
I mean,
Disney Channel.
He's one of the only dudes that had the borderline antics of getting arrested, going to the strip club, and being known for all of that. And he's still in the media, and he's killing it. He's still a guy that people look up to because that's how good of a football player he was, and he owned it as well. That's when you know you're a great football player and someone who you know who you are because you own it. And when you own something like that, yeah. It's not like you're going to get canceled or written off. You're going to find opportunities that present to you, and that's what Pacman Jones has done for his life, and that's why he's on the Pat McAfee show now, and he's doing a great job, and I love the Pat McAfee show. Yeah. Just speaking of wild cards, that guy's a wild card in the best way possible. I mean, that guy comes up with freaking dilemmas and notions like no one else can possibly do, and I love it.
What's the Mount Rushmore of athletes turned podcasters?
All right. Well, I would say, obviously, let's start with that guy right there, Pat McAfee. I mean, he was one of the first. He actually stopped playing football so he can get into that world of doing podcasts.
We all thought he was crazy
in the media. Yeah, and everyone thought he was crazy. He changed the game. Yes, he took a chance. He was the ultimate wild card for doing that. Hey. And let me tell you, he changed the game for all these other players that are, after they retire and trying to find a second life. So Pat McAfee, definitely number one. No doubt about that. Let's just say a bunch of names. That
Shannon Sharp's got to be on there.
Great podcaster. Shannon Sharp, no doubt about that. Obviously, the Kelce brothers, they're doing a great job.
4. Is that it? There's only 4 on Mount Rushmore?
No. Well, let's not even do Mount Rushmore. Let's just name a couple.
All right.
Let's just have a category.
Top
10, top 8, whatever it is.
Kelce's are fun.
Yes, they are.
They do a great job.
JJ Redick did great, man.
I like
until he got
Reddick.
the head coaching job. I mean, he's not podcasting anymore.
Smart guy. I mean, he was such a good podcaster. You got a head coaching job out of him.
Yeah, that's for sure. Brandon Marshall's legit. I think you've done some stuff with him inside the NFL.
He's a freaking entrepreneur. I'm very proud of what he's done. Big Cat and PMT, they're former high school athletes.
Yeah, they are, man. You're right.
High school athletes.
And Big Cat and PMT, they're like one of the originals as well.
Without a doubt.
To start podcasting. I mean, if you look at Big Cat with his shirt off,
I think Big Cat's kind of handsome.
He's not an athlete.
I think he's handsome for a big guy.
He is.
He's got like good eyebrows.
He got a nice beard.
He does. Like he tries to play the fat guy. Oh, I'm so fat and ungood look. He's actually a handsome dude. If he lost 30 pounds, he'd probably be in fucking GQ.
He's like one of those chubby guys that you want to snuggle.
He is.
Yeah, and it's comfortable.
He's very snuggleable.
Yeah, and it's nice and warm. You don't even need a blanket.
Back to Pacman Jones.
Oh, yeah, Pacman. Yeah, we're
back
on
to Pacman. Another thing about Pacman that's not really known out there. I mean, he's a stand-up dude. He may have his antics and shit, but as a human being, he's a great dude. Chris Henry, lost his kids. Pacman's raising them. And Pacman's providing for them. Pacman's the mentor for them. You've seen Pacman Jones grow up over the last 20 years. I mean, he's not the guy he was when he was first got in the league, going to strip clubs and shit. Maybe he is, but he contains it a little. But he's a fucking stand-up dude. You got to tip your cap to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to Pacman for taking on that role and doing.
He's a good-ass dude.
Best for his friend, that passed away. That was a sad story. But also Chris Henry Jr., Pacman raised him, and he's committed to play football at The Ohio State University.
Jeez.
So that's a cool story right there. And obviously learning from Pacman Jones, one of the most athletic, sensational cornerbacks that ever played the game. Make sure you check out Chris Henry Jr. when he's at the Ohio State University. He's going to be a heck of a player, I bet.
And once again, a wild card is not just like doing bad things. It's just unpredictable of good, bad, whatever. And Pacman is the wild card guy. He does some great stuff.
Does great things, does some wild things that you're kind of unsure of, but then he always backs it up by doing another great thing as well, another good deeds.
Who are some teammates that you consider family?
Well, first off, you, Jules, man.
Consider
You're
Robbie.
definitely part of the family. I mean, we're all family, our podcasting team. We're all family here. Another teammate, Dola. Dola's definitely a family member. Nico Kudavides.
Cootie.
I mean, Matthew Slater. We
Slater.
don't hang out with him as much. But
No,
Slater,
he's like the older brother that, just looks down at our actions.
and making sure that we're doing the right thing still.
Always.
And if
Still.
we're doing the wrong thing, he's going to give us a call and say, hey, buddy, what you doing?
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
Your act is getting a little out of control now.
Tom's
So-
kind of like older,
yeah.
big brother too.
Tom's like our, older brother.
Older brother.
That's making sure we're on the right page. Who else we got? Chandler Jones, man. Chandler Jones was my brother, man.
I love Chan.
Chan
too.
was he was the black Gronk and I was the white Chan, man, when we were in New England. That's
Yeah.
what we called each other.
Without a doubt.
Love Chan. I'll always consider him one of my brothers, man. Definitely. No doubt about that.
Ninko.
And Ninko.
Ninkovich. He's like the
Ninkovich.
brother that you like. Everyone has a brother you bully.
Yeah, we do bully him.
But what kind of dude is Pacman Jones? Let's get into it. What kind of dude is Pacman Jones? He's definitely. I bet you he's a dude's dude in a certain way. I bet you anyone that played with him loved
I bet you
him.
he was a great teammate, actually, because he had wonderful stories to get everyone going.
Hey, when you make it right in the club, you try to make everyone have fun.
Yeah, that's the truth.
make it right, you make it all the
bringing that
boys.
energy to the table.
He's-
That's all that matters. No matter how you do it, with whatever antic you're doing, you're bringing the energy to the table and you're amping
You're talking
everyone
me
up.
into him being a dude's dude.
Yeah.
You're talking me into him being a dude's dude. He's also a stud. I mean, we can't forget he was drafted 6 overall. He's fucking 4'3" guy, 5'10".
Played like a linebacker.
10 total fucking kickoff return touchdowns, like 7 pick sixes. This guy was elite with the ball in his hand. Thank God he played corner.
I mean, he wasn't a freak. I mean, because a freak is, there's the statue. I mean,
He was freaky speed.
he had
He
freaky
ran 4.5
abilities.
at 50. Or
He had freaky
like 2
abilities,
weeks
but
ago.
It wasn't like he was a 6'6" corner.
Nah,
doing all
yeah.
that. So
He got
he
freakies.
had common size, so that
On 3, we know what it is.
Yeah, we do know what it
1,
is.
2, 3, dog. He's got that dog mentality. He's
Relentless.
motivated. He's motivated. I mean,
You bite him, he's coming right back at you.
He's gonna bark.
He's gonna be a pit bull.
He's gonna
Coming
bite.
back to you as a pit bull, and he ain't gonna stop until the fight's over.
No, he's not, man. He's definitely a dog. Fucking Pacman, we got to compete against him a lot. And he was always, you knew you had to bring your A game against Pacman
Always
Jones.
barking at you too during
Always,
the games.
whether good or bad. He was barking. Let's get on.
Ed
Reed.
Reed. Coach Belichick's favorite defensive player besides, who's that guy from the New York Giants, Jules, that he loves as well?
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Ed
Always gets a hard on for Lawrence Taylor, but he had another full. He got about like 3/4 chub for Ed Reed.
We used to call Ed Reed Belichick. So let's see what AI has to say.
But you couldn't blame Coach Belichick
No,
for that because Ed Reed was a baller.
He was a baller.
Baller. Athletic. All right, start the clock. Ed Reed standing at 5'11" and weighing 205 pounds. Ed Reed played safety for the Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, and New York Jets. The Jets when he played for the Jets?
late,
Like 2013?
late Jets.
Must have been one season.
One season.
Drafted 24th overall. He just probably wanted that, final check because why would he go to the Jets in 2013? All right, we'll talk about that later. Drafted 24th overall in 2002 out of the University of Miami. He was known for his high football IQ, playmaking ability, and unmatched leadership. He was a game changer, finishing his career with 64 interceptions, 1,590 interception return yards.
Jesus.
Ooh. And 7 defensive touchdowns. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 2004 NFL Defense Player of the Year, and is the all-time NFL leader in interception return yards. I was going to say that right when I heard that number as well. I was like, that has to be an all-time record.
I remember.
And no one must be close. He played his entire career with the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, wait a second. AI. You just said he played for 3 teams in the first sentence, and now the last sentence. He played his entire career with the Baltimore Ravens. That ain't true. And helped bring them their second Super Bowl victory with a win over the 49ers in Super Bowl 47. Now, he played for 3 teams, Houston Texans and the New York Jets, but he had his best, career years, obviously, with the Baltimore Ravens, and then just finished off with the irrelevant years. Didn't matter. He's definitely a Baltimore Raven for life.
Yeah.
Miami Hurricane football player for life. The U. I mean, he's known. He helped put the U on the map and also helped, put that defense of the Baltimore Ravens on the map as well. This is why
Ray Lewis was there.
Yeah, Ray Lewis. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
they were known as the toughest defense in the NFL. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and what's his freaking
T-Sizzle.
face? Yeah, T-Sizzle. Terrell Suggs.
Haloti Nada.
Oh, Haloti Nada, man. That dude, oh my gosh. He's like Vita Vea, basically.
Yeah.
360 pounds, just massive, blows up holes. You can't move him. But what's the first thing you think of about Ed Reed when you hear his name, Jules?
First thing I think of is cover 4, red area, him blowing me up.
I'm sorry.
He blew me up in that. Remember when we played
sorry.
there?
First of all, I'm sorry I asked you this question.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah, he did blow you up.
remember that when
Yeah.
we were playing there?
He
He lit me up.
but you got right back up though.
I did.
Yeah.
I ended up scoring.
You a tough SOB, Jules.
But
You a tough son of a gun.
he was just the first thing, like he was just everywhere. Like, what's that one? There's that one thing. 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third is covered by Ed Reed. Like that is what I think of when I think of Ed Reed. Got to compete against him from a very young age at my rookie year. And that's when they were coming and beating us in Foxborough. We were battling them in the AFC Championship. You remember those early years that we battled them? That was like our Denver in the back of our career where we were playing the toughest. You know what I mean? It just was always a battle. And Ed Reed was just a very unpredictable dude to try to get a beat on.
He baited QBs into mistakes all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
You ever meet him?
I never met Ed Reed. No, never have, man. And it was good because I really never met him on the field either, which is a good thing. I played my rookie year, but I really didn't play that much versus the Baltimore Ravens my rookie year, probably like 20, 30 plays. I never really had a chance to match up with him. And then he was kind of on to the next teams, like those irrelevant years on those teams of just not really playing versus him. But I just remember him in the heyday, though, which was good. I'm glad that his heyday was before my heyday because I probably wouldn't have had a heyday then if there's Ed Reed still in his heyday when I was there. But just what I really loved about him was just his range. I mean, yes, he was a guesser and he baited quarterbacks into mistakes, but also he would bait them into mistakes and then have that range to cover that mistake that the quarterback is making.
Yeah.
He would get you to throw that deep ball and act like he was out of coverage, but he was so fast and athletic, he would go and get that deep ball and make that interception. You want to know how good Ed Reed was? Tell him, Jules, how good he was. What did Tom have to do in the playoffs in 2011 in the AFC Championship game? What did he have to do? Because Ed Reed was just that guy.
I remember he used to have to put on his wristband because, for extended plays, sometimes if you had a check with me, you'd have a lengthy verbiage thing, so we'd put it on there. I bet you he had the reminder that said fine number 20 because he was just that big of a focal point of that defense. He was, you know what I mean? That's how much.
It wasn't just fine number 20. It was fine number 20 on every play. Locate him and throw the ball the other way. It didn't say throw the ball the other way, but
you got to find him.
Yep, you got to find him. You got to know where he is. You got to base the play off of him. You got to alert it. You got to alert. When Tom's doing that, that means he doesn't like where 20 is.
Exactly. Without a doubt. And I remember plays where Tom used to talk about, he'd watch Ed Reed and Ed Reed would be on the ground and he's got like the deep third and he'd be on the ground in the box, lying on the ground like a goddamn lion and then get up and sprint back there and go pick a ball. Like that's kind of instinct that he had. But what I loved about Ray also, because early on in my career, I was a returner. I was a special teamer. And whenever we played against the Baltimore Ravens on all units, he was a fucking problem. On our punt return unit or our punt team, he had the up and under. On the field goal block, he had the up and under. Like he used to block kicks, scoop scores. He'd return kicks for touchdowns. He just was an all-around fucking unbelievable football player that young football players need to watch and not try to emulate, because not everyone can be Ed Reed. Not everyone can do that. But like, understand that like this dude's like a freak.
Who would you say is the better safety between the two ultimate safeties in the AFC North? Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed?
That's so hard. They're different players. I think of Ed as more of a deep safety, like a free. I think of Polamalu more of a like a strong safety. So I think they're different. Both just electric football players that you want to play with. Like, I would love to get to play with them, because the amount of practice against them that you would get, like, it would make you a better football player.
Sure would. Iron sharpens iron.
What do you think?
It depends on the scheme. It depends on the defensive coach, what their mindset is. Like you said, if you have a scheme where the safeties, are blitzing more and making more plays in the backfield and acting more of like a linebacker, you got to go with Troy Polamalu. But if you have a scheme where it's more about coverage, you got to go with Ed Reed, no doubt about it. I mean, this guy could cover any part of the field at any given time. Even if he's on one side, if he has one half of the field, he can go to the other half and give help to the safety once the ball is released. He was so fast and just so quick. And what's so great about him too is just his ball skills, man. He would like tip that ball to him like all the time for an interception. Like, and he had wide receiver skills.
Post interception, he'd throw the ball back. You always had to be alert for a lateral. Or remember, he stole the ball from his teammate to pick it when he was about to fall down. Out of players who didn't play for Coach Belichick, who do you think's on the Mount Rushmore of guys that he loves? Because I for sure, Ed Reed would be
obviously on. Lawrence Taylor. We just talked about
he
that.
played for him, but that we didn't play with.
All right,
yeah,
that
we didn't play with.
What do you mean? We didn't. He like that coach that didn't coach?
Yeah, maybe that.
So because he coached Lawrence Taylor.
He coached
Lawrence Taylor's out of the picture.
But he's still on there. He's still on there.
He's still on there.
He's still on there because he loves
much.
Lawrence Taylor.
All right.
Ed Reed.
I would say Ed Reed might be number one then. The guy that Coach Belichick never coached. Dreamed of coaching.
Yeah.
Sorry, Devin McCourty.
Yeah.
Wow, we got you back. You want to rate dudes on dudes? Well, Coach Belichick loved Ed Reed. Got him.
Who else would be on there? Who else did he love? Probably be like a punter.
I mean, well, he coached Cam Newton. He loved Cam Newton. Always talked about Cam Newton. You got to contain him in the pocket. But then he coached Cam Newton. So that one doesn't really count. But it was him. Love Peyton Manning, no doubt about it.
Love.
Another guy, a legend, played way back in the day, Jim Brown.
Bill loved Jim Brown. That is such a good pull. Because anytime there'd be just guys we'd be slapdicking in the locker room, and Bill would be coming in with his little fucking towel. He'd go to the treadmill with his binder and his towel. He'd go in to watch some film on the tread, and guys would be arguing about shit. Bill sometimes would say something. He'd be like, "Hey," you know what I mean? And I remember guys were arguing about top running backs of all time. Oh, it's this guy, it's this guy. And I think he just said, Jim Brown? You guys don't know fucking Jim Brown's the best football player. Like, he loves Jim Brown. Loves Jim Brown.
All right. What about Ed Reed's, college days? He was the guy at the U. Like, he exemplified what the U was all about. Tough, hard-nosed football players that gave no damn. No damn out there out on the field. Gave it their all. And this just represents him in just one play. What do you got, Jules, about that?
I mean, the play right there. Look at
Miami versus Boston College, 2001. Miami was up 12-7 late in the game, and Boston College was in the red zone. Do you remember this play?
Yeah.
One of the most famous college football plays of all time. He got deflected into one of his defensive linemen. Yeah. Ed Reed strips the ball from him and takes it 80 yards to the house.
Yeah. Just dangerous.
And they ended up winning 18-7.
Flashy. Like, their defense, like, it just fun, flash.
Playmaker.
We'll put it in he's also like a speech giver. You look at this one speech. I'm sitting there. They're up 21-3 at halftime. He was pissed at Miami's effort because they were like national champion hopes. This was when the U was the freaking U. And you go, and Ed Reed, I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. I'll put my heart in this shit. Let's go, man.
And what happened?
They go out and blow them out, 49-27.
And then what happened at the end of the year?
Miami didn't lose the rest of the season.
They won the national championship, BCS national championship. That is 2001. The U was the U. Who didn't love the U?
He's on the Mount Rushmore, you guys too, isn't he?
He 100% is.
Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what offensive guys? Michael Irving, Gore's there, Shockey. There's a bunch of tight ends.
What about Andre Johnson?
Andre Johnson,
Oh,
Reggie Wayne, Warren Sapp.
oh man, the
Like,
list goes on and
That
on.
is, I want to hear what people think. Who's on that?
Oh,
What,
Vince,
Big V?
Big V. How can you forget about Big V?
Dude,
Greg Olson. I mean,
the
you got
U.
a lot
This
of
was when
players
we were
from the U.
kids, man.
The U
I remember
was the U.
you know what?
I loved the U, dude. I got an offer from the U to go play tight end there.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go there. It's at the very end, and I just thought like I was complete because I got the offer from the
Yeah.
U. Like it just made me satisfied. Like, yeah, I could play at the U, but I'm not going there. But I could play there. I got the offer. I was, very happy.
The
that it
U.
happened.
When you're in 8th grade and you do that thing where you write a letter to yourself and then
Mhm.
your teacher saves it and then sends it to you when you're a senior in high school. Mine's went along the lines of something like this. Like, it's good to see that you're probably going to be signing your commitment letter to University of Miami. I hope you enjoy the sunshine. I wanted to go to the U so bad. I wrote to myself in 8th grade to fucking myself in the future. And little did I know I was ending up at JUCO and
Yeah.
didn't go to the U.
And then Kent. It was close to
It's
you.
close.
Because
Close. There's
because
Miami of
there's
Ohio.
Miami,
that was
Ohio.
close.
That was in your
They were
conference.
close. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was close
It was
enough,
close.
Jules. It was close. You would have
It's
never
close.
ended up at Kent. It was like that letter was like,
Miami of
all right,
Ohio.
we can't do the U, but we can do the Kent, which is kind of near Miami, but the Miami, Ohio.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, so it would
Honestly,
work. Or else
it
you would
worked.
have never
It
got
worked.
the offer to go to Kent.
Man,
And then you would still
remember
be in,
you
you would
manifest-
still be in junior college right now
you
to this
manifest
day.
to go beat fucking
Yeah.
beat you manifest to play against Troy Polamalu. I manifest to play against Miami of Ohio, baby.
Miami, Ohio, great school. My friend went there.
Such a-
and
it
I
was cool.
visited him twice. And let me tell you, we had a good time. And my jersey is up on the wall and it got stolen. It was right next to Big Ben's jersey. I forgot the place we went to. Oh, man.
Miami of Ohio is cool. I never
What's
went
the
there.
bar
But
we
it was
went to?
it was supposed to
it's
be a
driving
fun
me crazy.
school.
Fun school.
Sean McVay went to
Loved
there.
it. Loved it.
I played against Sean McVay when he went to Miami of Ohio.
He's that young?
Yeah, he's
Are
my
you that
age.
old?
I'm that old.
No, he's that young.
He's both.
Because he's a head coach.
I know, but he was a head coach 10 years
Did
ago.
you
I think he got
did
in
you
his
whoop him?
damn near 20s.
What position did he play?
He was receiver slot. He had a catch against us.
Yeah, just one, though.
I don't really remember him.
I'm just trying to get you.
But I'll tell you right now, I guarantee he remember me.
That's what we're talking about. All right. What
I
kind
love
of
you,
guy?
Big Bay. I
Let's
love
go.
you. Time. What kind of dude is Ed Reed?
Oh man, Ed Reed. I mean, definitely a wizard because you got to know the game of football, especially on the defensive side of the ball, in order to bait your quarterback into throwing the ball so you can go make an interception. But he's absolute dog too when he made that interception, brought it to the house, stripping his lineman in college so he can go for an 80-yard touchdown, punt returning as well as the most electric returns and most yardage return in the NFL history
Block
for
kicks.
a defensive player. Block kicks.
When you're the superstar on defense and you're still playing in the kicking game, that's fucking dog.
That's when you know you're a legend.
That's a dog.
That's when you know you're a football player as well.
Mental toughness, always motivated. You knew Ed Reed was motivated.
Heart and soul of the U.
Well, I mean, there's so many hearts and
Oh
souls.
yeah, there was
So many hearts
but
and
one
souls.
of them, one of the heart and souls of the U.
One of the heart and souls.
So dog, stamp it,
Stamp it.
dog.
All right, let's go on to our next.
Bum. I'm sure we're gonna go for more than 10 minutes. We've already went for more than 10 minutes. Who's our next guest, Tom? Wow. Who's our next guest, Julian?
Our next guest is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Now, let's see what AI has what to say about TB. Two guys that know him pretty well. Let's see if AI knows him just as well. All right, start the clock.
Let's see. Let's see if AI is really living up to the standards.
Let's
these
see,
days
'cause
that
these last two-
everyone's saying.
Last two, AI.
All right. Tom Brady is a legendary NFL quarterback. Well, they're already wrong because he's not a legendary NFL quarterback. He was an NFL legendary quarterback.
Or is he? Does AI know he's? Does
Is he
Tom
coming
come
back?
out? Is it?
AI.
Wow.
AI knows something that we don't know.
Oh my
You're
God.
right. AI is living up to the standard.
Dolphins.
Wow. Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan still wants him with the Niners, even
He's
though
in
Brock
Miami
Purdy
a
is
lot.
legit.
Maybe AI is up to something right now.
Yeah.
AI is up to
Yeah,
something.
it is.
What does AI say?
He's renowned for his record 7 Super Bowl victories and 5 Super Bowl MVP awards.
Wow.
Off the field, he is known for his disciplined lifestyle,
Very disciplined. TB12 method.
business ventures,
.com/
business ventures,
A lot of business ventures, owns teams, lots of teams. Raiders potentially coming up soon.
and philanthropic efforts.
A lot of giving back to the kids. Best buddies for a long time.
Yes. And what about the kids he helped become superstars?
Yeah, he helped us out too.
Yes.
We're part of that.
Yes.
That doesn't go in the
He
philanthropy.
is.
That's
Yes.
not philanthropy, but
No,
we'll take
that's
that.
his biggest philanthropy right there. It was.
Definitely.
Okay. Helping us kids out.
He helped us
All right.
a lot.
All right. Including his work with the TB12 Foundation, which you just mentioned, Joel.
And TB12 Foundation.
Brady's leadership,
He's a leader.
resilience,
Guy's fucking resilient.
and commitment. Come on, Jules. Is he committed?
This guy is committed like no other.
To excellence have made him an iconic figure. Is he iconic?
Fucking, he's got aura.
The most iconic.
Guy's got aura.
Iconic figure both in sports and infinity and beyond.
It said it Infinity
Oh,
Beyond.
it says and beyond, but I added that little a Buzz Lightyear, spectacle aspect into it.
I like that. I like that. But I can't believe AI didn't. One thing that AI didn't get. This guy's his compartmentalization skill is fucking outrageous. That's what when anyone asks me, like, what is he could literally have so many things going on in his life, but when it was time for work, he could blur all that out and think about what that work day was and fucking get the most out of that work day every day, which some would say that's like a serial killer or some kind of maniac mindset. I would say that's like the greatest of all time.
Yes, Jules, that's a great point. I actually never thought of that.
Yeah.
And that's 100% accurate. And that's actually contributes to why he was so great, is that he could ignore the
Anything.
noise. Whatever is going on out there, whatever the situation was,
Make me better.
it didn't matter. And he would use that anyways. He would use it as fuel. It would be diesel fuel. It would be normal fuel. It would
Race
be freaking
fuel.
super
That's 101
graded, X-rated fuel. It didn't matter.
That's 101.
He would use
Only
it
a
as
few
fuel
fucking gas stations have that fuel.
to fill up that engine. And he had diesel engine. He had freaking premium engine. He had every
Jet.
engine in the book.
Jet engine.
And that's what made him so great. And he used that fuel and he burned all that fuel too.
This is probably terrible. There's so many. He burned so much fuel that he killed literally so much of the ozone layer that he's a fucking hazard to our environment because that's how much fuel he burns with the motivation and his compartmentalization factors. That's how much fuel he's burning.
And that jet was full go every single time. You know, when you get on a plane, you're like, this freaking pilot better drive this plane or fly this plane as fast as possible. Well, drive it too, freaking on the runway to get to the runway to freaking take off ASAP. So fly it and drive it as fast as possible. That's this guy.
And he's got headwind, so you're actually using more fuel.
Yeah.
Headwind.
And the fuel never ran out.
The guy has fucking airplanes that come out while you're flying. Have you seen that where they use the fucking piece and while they're flying in the air?
And
Air
they
Force
connect it,
One,
yeah.
they're connect.
One
He's
plane
got
to
that
the
on
other.
unlimited.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
and that is Alex. Alex is the little airplane.
Alex is the little
He's a little
airplane that
airplane
connects
fuel.
Oh man. Oh.
He just has so
Oh,
much
man.
fuel.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. There they are. Look at there's Alex and Tom.
Alex and Tom.
Yeah. Alex is fueling Tom up. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
and that's something to have. Hey, and that's a love thing out of Alex because he
That
keeps
is.
him going.
It keeps him going, man.
Look at
Well, let's get to some accolades. I mean, first
God.
he was picked 199, 6th round in the 2000 draft. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that by now. He was with the Patriots from 2000 to 2019, and then with the Bucks 2000 to 2022. And actually, I just got a quiz on him. How many years did he play in the NFL? And it was right before I talked to him 2 weeks ago on Fox. Kurt Menefee asked me, we played a little live game. Hey, how well do you know your teammate Tom Brady? He goes, how many more years did Tom Brady play in the NFL than you? And I played 11 years. And I thought Tom Brady played 24 years. I actually got it wrong. He played 23 years in the NFL. So shame on me, but it was better to be over on that than to hit it right on the nose. But that's how many years he played is that I just know it was so many I couldn't even keep track anymore.
He played 11 more years than me.
He played 11 years more than you and 12 years more than me.
That is fucking gnarly.
I played 11 years in the NFL, and he played more years in the NFL than I played in the NFL. That without me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that's called, but that's a math term.
Yeah. That's called
The whole.
that's called GOAT.
That's fucking goat.
Yeah. That's called jet fuel. Alex is jet fuel.
Alex is jet fuel.
Yeah.
What was the first time you met Tom?
The first time I met Tom was actually what was pretty wild when I was at the University of Arizona. You know, I was doing my interview. I had a couple touchdowns that game. I was showing off my touchdown celebrations. And then the lady interviewing me, she's like, who do you see being your quarterback in the NFL? And obviously, right on the spot, I go, Tom Brady would be the best quarterback to have in the NFL, and especially a great fit for me. And that was just the answer, you know, and then I did my touchdown dances and all that. And then what happens? I get drafted to the Patriots, and Tom Brady becomes my quarterback in the NFL. It was like I manifested it when I was in college. I manifested a lot of things. And if you ask Tom, Tom's probably really big into manifesting as well. He manifested all his Super Bowls because right after he won a Super Bowl, he would already have a clock counting down to the next Super Bowl. So he was manifesting like crazy. You just learn so much knowledge from him, and he's done so many things right to be able to get to nature of where he is now. It wasn't like he just had the athletic ability. He showed up. He did everything right, and he put the time in that you can never argue against him. You can't.
Won't give you an option.
Bit. So let's get back to what was I talking about again?
I don't know. I just got
I got a little off.
First time you met him.
Oh, the first time I met him, it was in the training room. I was getting my ankles taped, and he walked in. So I was there already for the rookie camps, the rookie practices, and he just walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, Rob, I'm Tom Brady," and I was like, "Oh, wow, this guy already knows my name." I mean, that's also what makes him so great as well, is that he already knows all the rookies' names, all the guys that were drafted, what rounds they were drafted in, what type of player they already were, because he wants to know, their athletic ability, what type of guy they are, so he can understand them, so he can be on the same page as them.
Get the best out of them,
so
too.
he can get the best out of them as well, like you said, and he could have that connection to help win games, so he can be on the same wavelength as them. So he already knew my name, came up to me, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, man. I just said, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." It was just super quick.
When he left, what did you think in your head?
Tom Brady knew my name, and that was the greatest honor to shake his hand while getting my ankles taped. Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and wins 4 Super Bowls with them. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I had a similar story.
Yeah. What was it like when you met him? What was that story?
I was going from, like you said, we were already in there. When you're a rookie, you get in there back in our day, you get in there before the vets reported. And so you'd be there for like 3 weeks. You had rookie camp and learning installations of everything. And so I had a big book. We all had these books. It was like a 5-inch. Remember those old binders? Before we had iPads, we used to have big old binders.
I didn't like carrying them around. I left mine in my locker when I went home.
Yeah.
Even though you were supposed to bring it home to study, I was like, I ain't carrying that binder.
I used to carry it.
Yeah, you did.
I do. I was trying to make a goddamn team.
You had to.
So I'm over here getting 5 minutes before the special teams meeting. It's true. And I'm running through, and the vets came in, and I saw the vets come in because I saw Welk in the cafeteria. Didn't say a word to me. But I wanted to
big time you.
Big time you a little bit.
That's okay.
He had a leather jacket on.
You big time him now.
He looks cool. I
like when you guys big time each other. It's entertainment for me. All right, back to Tom though.
And so I knew they were in, but I was going to my meeting, and he walks through the door. You know the entrance, the locker room from the hall. He walks in there, and he goes,
And I like look at him, I drop my book. I'm like, oh shit, this dude's taller than I thought. And he goes, hey, I'm Tom. I go, Jules. He goes, I know. We have the same agent. Dragon's my agent too, or something like that. And I was like, nice to meet you. And I felt the same way you felt, like, damn, he knew my name. That's fucking crazy. But he knew that. He knew everyone's name, and he made everyone feel special. And that was part of his leadership skill. You know, like what made him such an unbelievable leader. From the meal ladies to, you know, the people in the equipment room, the training staff, like it didn't matter what was going on, how the day went. He was always a pretty cool dude to everyone, and everyone was always watching him. You know what I mean? And that's when you're the quarterback of the team, everyone, no matter what is going on in your life, is watching that person and to see how they react to everything, the success, the failure. Your eyes go to that guy, you know, and he was the perfect guy for us, especially when we were young knuckleheads, to look at like, all right, this is how you have to do it. He gave you the example, and he was just a fucking.
He gave us the blueprint on how to become a reliable, talented, you know, player that you needed to be to help the team win games. He gave us the blueprint on how to become a star out there on the field. He gave us the blueprint on how to make plays, how to go out there and have that mindset ready to go, and also be mentally and physically ready at all times on the practice field and on the game field. There's no doubt about that. And he didn't just give you the blueprint, he showed you the way too.
Showed you.
Yes, he showed you, hey, this is where I want you on this route. This is when you need to look at me. This is where the ball is going to be.
Trained you.
Yes, he trained
Like
you
a
to
dog.
be like that.
Like a little puppy.
Oh, wait. Oh, you want to take a break? Hey, man, I'm telling you, your mind will let you go farther. Let's go. 4 more routes. Let's go. You got to be able to be on the same page as me. You got to be right here. Be more physical. Be more physical. You're bigger than everyone.
Yeah.
Run his ass over and turn around, and the ball will be there. I promise you. And if you don't hit that guy, if you're not physical, guess what? The ball's not going to come to you. He would just lay it out just like that. His leadership was just, what's that word? Where it's just
Brutally honest?
Yes, brutally honest. And that's what made him so great, too.
So, like, with him, that's what he always harped to Gronk. With me, I remember in those, because a lot of times we would get that coaching in the off season when we'd go fly out somewhere, we would throw together, you know, because there's times where you would do it, there was times where I would do it. He would always try to get his throws in with his guys. And for me, he'd always come up to me and like, hey, I need you to be here. I need you to be like a boxer. You know, you can't just do what the thing shows you on the paper. You have to feel it out. You got to set things up with your jab, and then you use your right. You know, it's like a boxer. You got to be more savvy in your route running. I remember he saying that, and then he'd always say, like, you got to run like a fucking, you got to be able to run. You got to be able to run all day. And like you said, when you were tired, we would do those sets of routes. He'd make you do 3 or 4 extra ones. And he would say, you'd line up and you'd think that the drill was done, and he would say, oh, there was offsides on a penalty on your teammates, or there was a holding call, or PI, or we got to redo it. And he knew you were dog dead, but he wanted to get everything out of you when you were on empty. He wanted to see what kind of guy you were, and he wanted to show you that's what he expected in game time.
And a word that you could have used in there as well that kind of sums it up a little bit is he loved a decisive route runner.
Decisive.
He didn't care if the paper said run 10 yards and run out. He didn't care one bit. He cared about being decisive on the practice field and taking that decisiveness and bringing it to the game field. He goes, hey, if you're going to run 12 yards, even though it's a 10-yard route, or if you're going to run 8 yards and it's going to be a little short, just be decisive. Let me know when you're going to break out. Let me know when you're going to break down so I can get that ball out and I can read you. I don't need you to have 15 steps where you're slow. I think you're going to go to the left and then you go to the right.
Decisive.
No, be decisive. If you're decisive, I will find you and that ball will be out and it will be right on point.
That's what he said. What's the biggest misconception of him, you think?
The biggest misconception of Tom Brady,
I think, is that he's cool.
is that, yeah, he is cool.
No, I think that's the biggest misconception. He's not that cool.
Depends. That's the misconception right there. Because he's cool when he's comfortable.
He's cool, but No,
if he's comfortable in the
I
situation.
think he's not cool when he's comfortable. I think when he's around us, he's kind of like a dork.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then when everyone else, he's the coolest guy, which I still think he's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
But then when you have him around, you're like, he's really kind of a dork.
There's some situations where, you know, if he's comfortable, he's more himself.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's more like, you know, like dad jokey.
If he knows all the cameras are shut off, like he can finally just have some
he's kind of
time
dorky
to be Tom.
Yeah, he's kind of dorky.
Okay, I like this.
But you need a little dork in your quarterback.
You do.
Oh.
Mostly all quarterbacks are a little dorky, and
Yeah.
that's what makes them quarterbacks. I mean, not all of them, but I'm saying it's kind of like just a trait what quarterbacks have.
But
a little bit, just a little bit in them.
He is cool, but he's a little dorky.
But you just said he's not cool.
No, I said the biggest misconception. He's cool.
He always keeps a chip on his shoulder.
Always. That's not a
Intense work
misconception.
ethic.
I think everyone knows
Intense
that.
work ethic. I know, but I'm just giving some facts about him.
What else is a misconception?
That he's not clutch.
No, that's
not even a misconception. Everyone knows he's clutch.
yeah. That's
Yeah, I just wanted to try to throw you off, Jules.
How about this guy also played baseball and got drafted?
Yeah, by the Expos.
Montreal.
Yeah, no wonder why he didn't go and play baseball. The Expos?
I mean, they have a cool hat.
They do got cool colors.
They're gone though. They're not even there no
That's
more.
what I mean. That's why he didn't want to go there. He's like, oh man, my legacy, I go there. The team's going to be gone. That means I'm going to be gone. I want to last forever. I'll go to the New England Patriots instead.
Yeah, he was in high school when he got drafted. He went
So
to the
what?
same. He went to the same
He
high
knew
school.
he was going to the Patriots.
Yeah. He went to that. I remember, well, we grew up in the same area. So he went to the same high school as Lynn Swan, Barry Bonds. There's like so many really good athletes that come out of that freaking school. Sarah, it's an all boys school.
What was the moment that Tom made you the most annoyed?
Oh my God. When I would return punts, like I remember my rookie year, it was the freaking preseason game. It was my first punt return and there was a repunt. And I ended up housing the second one, but the first one, I see Tom on the sideline, and he's got a little anxiety because it's his first game from his knee. So he was like coaching me up on how to return a punt. And he's like, just get upfield, just get upfield. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him like, fuck this guy. This guy has never done this. He does not know what I'm feeling right now. I was so annoyed with them. And then they repunted it and I housed it and I fucking slammed the ball against the thing. I was fired up, and I was like, I was so annoyed with them. I was like, this guy he's never felt what it feels to when the guys are running full speed. This is new to me. I never felt it either at the time. So I was like, fuck this guy. Let me do what I got to do. He doesn't know how to run. And I was so annoyed with him.
I'll tell you mine.
What was yours?
When I was a rookie and I couldn't get outside of the defender on a flag route, which is a corner route. So you run about 10, 12 yards and you give a little stick and you break it 45 degrees and run a corner route. And the defender was always outside of me, sitting at like squatting at 10 yards. And he's always says, get outside. If you have a flag route, corner route, you got to get outside of the defender or else I will never throw you the freaking ball. So I was a rookie. I was kind of like clunky. So I wasn't really that athletic as a rookie. You know, I wasn't running routes so great.
We had double days and shit.
Tired, yeah, I was tired as well. And I couldn't get outside. And in practice, I didn't get outside of the guy. He's like 2-3 yards outside of me too. And I'm trying to fake him like I'm going inside and trying to get around him on the corner. And Brady just turns around in the meeting because it's on film. And he turns around and he goes, Gronk, I'm fucking done throwing you the ball. I told you 50 times to get outside. You're not getting outside. And like I got all sad. And LG Crumpler started patting my leg, and he's like, it's okay, Gronk. He doesn't mean it. And I was like, yeah, he does, LG. He means it, man. He means it. And let me tell you, this time you fucking throwing me the ball like 1,000 times after. So I knew
was right.
I knew he was all bullshit, Tom, telling me he was never going to throw me the ball again. I was literally like, but that fired me up. I was like, oh, all right, I'm going to show this guy. But that's the leadership he had. He was brutally honest.
Brutally honest.
And he would freaking get you to go to the next level. Which was crazy. He was so good at it. But I was so annoyed because I couldn't get outside the guy. I'm like, I want to be like, Tom, run the freaking route. I guarantee you can't get outside the guy either. He's 3 yards outside of me. And then if I got outside of him, it was basically like an out route I was running because I would have to flatten it so much. So I couldn't really run the corner route.
And then you get the other responsibility of the other guy.
But he just wanted to get
because the defender in practice is playing the play.
Yeah, and he knew the play. He just wanted to get the point across.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just always in my memory. And every time I ran a route, it was kind of just like on autopilot just to get outside of the defender. So I was annoyed at that, with that situation. But, times have changed. I started running routes where I would go inside the guy, and then he would still throw me the ball as well later on because he's like, all right, he proved it enough that he can do it.
Well, then you guys started throwing the back shoulder shit.
Yeah, and then we started doing all that.
I also used to get really annoyed when in meeting rooms, if he liked you, and I felt both of these. I felt when he liked a guy, he would like love them up, and then there'd be so like when Wes was there, I get so annoyed when I would do the exact same thing that Wes would do, and he wouldn't think it was good, and I would get so fucking annoyed with them. But I remember when Wes left, then I was that guy. There was guys trying to do what I would do, and he wouldn't. So like I would get annoyed with that so much when he would always bring up like, babe, just do it a little more like Wessie. He called him Wessie. When he called him Wessie, remember Wessie?
Mm-hmm.
I used to get so annoyed.
You want to know what I would get annoyed with him too? Is like, we're in the off season. We just ran 50 routes. It's like you and I out there only. We're dead tired. It's 90 degrees outside, middle of the summer. And he'd be like, just one more route. Because he's just throwing the ball. His arm can throw 150 passes a day. And we're running freaking 50 routes. And he'd be one more. So then we would run more. We give it our all. And we're about to throw up. It's middle of the summer. We probably are hungover. He has no clue what that's like. Because
He used to.
we
didn't get to see him, though.
And then he became lame. Yeah, he became lame for like a couple years.
Nah, he back in the day.
I guess he wasn't lame. If you're saying he's not lame, he was lame. Okay, say it, Jules.
Well, no, he was lame.
Yeah.
Like when it came to that, he was lame. But we didn't get him when he was young.
Yeah, I know. He was already 33 when I first met him.
And then
And I
when
can
like
tell
when
you
we were
this,
30,
I'm freaking lame at 33 years
Exactly.
old, compared to when I was freaking
It's all
21 to
perspective
28 years old. You're right.
because when he was 23, 24, he was the best chugger on the team.
He was.
Like he was a dude's dude.
So back to the story, like he'd be one more, and then you would run one more route, and they'd be like one more, and then you just be like, Tom, I'm not effing running one more. I just ran 50 routes. One more, bud, one more. You want to get better? One more, and then it'd be like 15 more routes, and then finally it was the last one.
And it was 50, and then you get to 75. He's like, he just wanted 75 throws.
Yeah.
He wanted 75 throws.
Whatever Tom says, you do.
You got to. You got
100%.
it. I remember those days, man. That's what made us great, though.
What was the moment that like you felt like you truly gained his trust and that he could rely on you, even if you mess up again? He knows that you're still reliable. You know what I'm saying? What was that moment? What was that catch? What was that play? If it was a practice or if it was a
when
game.
Wes left.
Well, because he loved Wes. You just were not playing when Wes was there.
Yeah.
Okay, Jules.
No, but
You couldn't have Tom Brady's trust when you were on the bench.
It was when Wes left.
He didn't like bench players. Okay.
He didn't like it. It was when he left. He had no one. He had to trust me.
He had to. All right.
And then
He
it was
just
week.
had to. He
It
had
was
no
week
choice.
1 in 13 where we played Buffalo and we went out there and we won. I had 2 touchdowns, and that's when I felt like, all right, because we had some spurts where Wes would get banged up and he wouldn't play, but he didn't like trust me
Until you had to be the guy.
until you had to be the guy.
Yes, and then he truly trusted you.
Maybe.
And that's the situation, though. He doesn't really trust a guy that he's not able to throw to
You just got to see it.
15 times a practice.
Yeah.
He has to see it. He has to do the repetitions with you in order to truly gain your trust. And it doesn't happen overnight.
No,
he gains
it's
your
tough.
trust, and you gain his trust as well. Just over time. Over time, I would say my situation was when we played the Chicago Bears on the one-on-one Panther route when I was going
Was it in the snow?
versus Brian Urlacher, and he wanted to gain my trust. He wants to see me be physical. That's what he always emphasized to me. Be fucking physical, Gronk. You're 260 pounds. You're going versus 180 pounders or linebackers that you're still bigger than. Be physical. And this was the play, Panther out, one out run. I run into the end zone, kind of hit the guy with my shoulder, then turn around, and the ball will be right there. Because when you're physical, you know, it pushes the guy back a little bit. When you use your shoulder, you turn around, then there's that little ounce of separation. And Tom can see that. He can see the field. He can see all the separation in the world.
Sees it.
He sees it. He can see every little detail that's going out on the field. And when he sees that little detail in that route, you know, with the physicalityness, he knows that you're going to be open. There's going to be a little window. I hit Brian Urlacher. We practiced it and that Friday. And he says, I want to see that in the game because I ran it great on Friday. So the game comes, one-on-one versus Brian Urlacher. Give him the shoulder, turn right around. The ball's right there, nice and low, where it's always supposed to be in the red zone. Boom, catch it. And ever since then, I gained Tom Brady's trust right there and then on the spot, which was one of the greatest moments of my career.
Yeah, I remember that. It's, you know, you had to see it. That's what makes him. He's a dog, man. He's an assassin.
He is an assassin.
What's your favorite Tom memory?
My favorite Tom memory is actually, this is one of my favorite memories of all time. You know, when we were playing the Indianapolis Colts and I ran that 5-yard out route, caught it versus Dequel Jackson. I did a little spin move. He kind of fell, did a little split. It was like very great route by me and great after the catch too. And then I'm running, you know, I'm going, there's a couple other guys and here comes Julian Edelman. Kaboom! Just absolutely levels Adams, the safety, you know, gets him out of my way. I'm like, thanks Jules for the block, you know.
Then you jump
and then I'm running into the end zone. I jump over Butler.
Yeah. DB.
Yeah, DB. What's his first name again?
Darius.
Darius Butler, who was previously on the Patriots, and then he went to the Colts, and now he's doing a great job in the media. Yeah,
kills it.
McAfee show. He's doing a great job. So shout out to Darius Butler. But I jumped over his ass, made me look good. Flipped into the end zone. I looked like an athletic 180-pound wide receiver. And then this was the moment, one of my favorite moments with him. Tom loved the route. Loved the catch, loved your block. He was so pumped up. He ran full speed from the 30-yard line, and probably because I got him a touchdown on a play where it never should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he came running full speed and jumped on my back and went for a ride, man. He was like a pony on a horse, man. I brought him for a ride, man. I was carrying Tom Brady around in the freaking end zone. He was
Pony on
my
a horse,
back.
baby.
He was on my back.
Put the pony on the horse's
And I brought him
back.
for a ride. I was waiting for him to drop that quarter in so the ride can keep on going. Yes. I didn't want him to get off. I was like, Tom Brady's on my back. Like what else do I need in my life?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite pitchers to sign to this day as well. I don't think he ever signed it. It cost like $5 billion to get him to sign a pitcher. So like I always sign the pitcher of him on my back. And like, I'm waiting for that pitcher to be worth a lot more money once he signs it but he hasn't signed it yet.
Man, that was a fucking fun play.
That was a fun play. Thank you for that block. Oh, you leveled it.
Adams.
He's
talking in the.
He's a good safety too.
We
He was
used to
tough.
battle. He was with Denver a bunch.
He battled us a lot, man.
A lot.
He brought it too, and he wasn't scared.
He was good.
Yeah,
was
there
good
it
for-
is. There's the picture right there.
There
Oh,
it
wait,
is.
it's signed. There it is, man. He's going for a ride. I'm still waiting for those quarters, Tom.
Oh my gosh.
There's Tim Wright right in the back, too. We won the Super Bowl this year, didn't we? Yeah,
that
we won the
14?
Super Bowl this year. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was. Who-Man was a tight end as well on the team. We
Who?
had Tim Wright and Who-Man. Oh, I love Who-Man. All right, what was your favorite memory, Jules?
My favorite memory was when it kind of that 14 when we hit that route. He came up to me afterwards and he goes, "That was a championship route, man." And like, it was just nothing crazy.
That's special.
And he goes, "That was a championship play, man." And
You're
then
making
we
me
didn't
wanna-
win the game yet.
You're making me want to tear right now
No,
because him saying that's a championship route, that's a championship play, that means a lot.
Yeah, and then afterwards when we won, like that was when he got 4, and I just remember there were so many memories of him, like you said, always having the ticker of the Super Bowl location and the whole story where I said, "Man, I'm gonna help you try to get to Joe," and because we were both Bay Area fans, loved Joe Montana, and I told him he was the greatest quarterback of all time, and you know that was just a fun memory. There's so it's hard to fucking do one. What kind of?
All right. I mean,
I'm gonna start crying.
I know, me too. There's a lot of memories with Tom. It's just great to see him. He's doing so good in the broadcasting booth. I mean, if he just puts in 10% of the effort that he did with the game of football in his after career, in his post career after football, he's gonna have the whole world just
Which you know he is
to eat from. He's gonna be successful in anything that he does, and that's what he's gonna do. He's actually gonna go 100% all in with what he does. He's great in the booth, like I said, and he's been improving so much every single week, and it just shows he is actually human. I mean, week 1 he was good, he got the win, but he definitely could improve. And then all of a sudden, week 2 and 3, you're like, what the heck? How did he just go from being like a rookie quarterback to a veteran quarterback in 1 week in the broadcast booth?
Yeah.
So just shout out to him. I mean, he dedicates himself and he works on his craft like no one ever has before, and that's what makes him, you know, the greatest at everything.
He cares about making the people look right that give him opportunity.
Mm-hmm. He
Like,
does.
He cares about that. He takes it to heart.
And he cares about showing the people that has passed on him that they fucked up too. He loves that too.
He likes that.
So don't ever pass on Tom Brady.
No, I won't. The only thing I'll pass on is that I was kind of a little hesitant when I said he was lame, but he was pretty lame, except for when he wins a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay and he gets hammered on a damn boat. Like, where was that fucking Tom around us?
Mm-hmm.
That was bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was waiting for that the whole entire time in New England.
I was too.
That's why I went to Tampa Bay. I went there for that moment. I didn't really want to play football again. I just wanted that moment that I could actually get wasted with Dom. But guess what? He was on a separate boat than me. I didn't even see him at that boat parade. So guess what? I still never had a drink with Tom. It took me all the way until the roast to have a drink with Tom Brady. And that's why it was in the roast. I said, Tom, I never had a shot with you ever in my life or a drink. And he took a shot with me at the roast. So that was a cool moment. Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean, it's been 33 minutes. How long can we talk about this guy? I think maybe we should have him on again for another episode. Because literally, I can talk about this guy all day long. I can go literally 2 hours. The more we talk about him, the more stories that pop up in my head.
Same.
The more stories about him on the field, off the field, what it's like to be around him. We could talk literally for 4 hours straight, Jules.
What kind of dude is Tom Brady?
What type of dude is Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen? Is he a stud?
I think this is easy.
Freak, dog, whiz.
I think this is easy.
Dude. I don't know. What do you think? If it's easy, let's hear. Let's hear why it's easy.
He's just a fucking dog.
He is a dog.
Mental, physical toughness, always motivated. He didn't have the pedigree. We saw the Brady 6 of the 6 guys before him taken in the draft. Like, he always had to go the long road. He always had to work for everything. Even when he was at his top, they were always talking about someone else. He's a fucking dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't say freak, because a freak is like someone that has like the most athletic ability in the world. And he didn't really have the most athletic ability. But what's made him so great was that he didn't need the athletic ability, because the dog was working harder than the athletic dog. You know, that wasn't the freak dog that really, or the freaky person that wasn't really working.
I think he's got freak
You know what I mean?
skillness.
He's
Skill,
got
like shooting, like
Yeah.
base, like it's kind of like an archer.
freak instincts.
He could throw.
Yes.
He can
And
like throw rocks really good. He could probably skip a rock really
Yes,
good. He probably
things like
really good
that.
at pool.
Yeah.
Like
ping pong.
Ping pong. Well, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
you always beat him.
Yeah,
Never mind. He's not good at
broken
ping
some
pong.
paddles.
Yeah, he gets really mad when he loses.
See, that's a dog.
That is a dog.
That's a dog. He wants to
Wants
fucking,
to go again, though. Wants to go again.
Oh, he won't let
he
you
loses,
leave.
Wants to go again.
He won't let you fucking leave.
I mean, we haven't even got to this guy's looks yet either. I mean, we can just say that he's a stud real quick just because of how good he looks.
yeah, I mean, he
Right?
looks younger than when
Yeah.
he got in the NFL.
Like his chin, his jawline, freaking just
His
facial.
beautiful blue eyes.
He posted a picture the other day on Instagram. Like, he's got like a 6-pack now. Like, his arms are jacked. Like,
I mean, he's doing
wild.
2-a-days.
He is doing 2 days.
He's doing 2-a-days right now. He's got his body. He's still So that's why maybe AI was fucking right. He's maybe
he coming
AI
back?
AI
Is Tom Brady coming back?
I don't know. He got 6-pack. He got a little. His hair's looking as brown as ever. He gave me this supplement. He saw my gray hair and he goes, "Babe, here,
And he still
take this
play.
fucking Uisha." I think it's like Uisha or something. It's some Chinese medicine.
And you put it in the shake, and
I
I,
put it in
just
the
had
shake
it,
this
and
morning.
my hair's already growing.
Is my hair darker?
That's why I don't have a hat
it
on the show.
darker?
I wanted to show off my hair because
Is
I
my
had
hair
the
darker?
Oisha product.
It's like ooh. I don't know how to pronounce
Uiashi?
it. It's
Uishi?
Ushi ooh.
Ushi, I got hair.
I don't. It whatever it is. Look at how good his hair looks.
He's just a good-looking guy.
Man, he's a dog.
All right, he's a dog. He is a dog. It's official. Tom Brady is a dog.
Man, we could talk about him forever.
Forever. Standing at 6'3" and weighing 215 pounds, this legendary quarterback was drafted first overall in 1970. Woo! We have a true throwback on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
1970. Number one?
Woo! I was
From where?
I was negative 19 years old in 1970.
I was negative 16.
Well,
No, 26.
no,
I was
16.
negative 26 years old.
No, you were born in 1986.
86.
Yeah, so 1986 minus 1970 is negative 16 years old.
Yeah, I was just making, I wanted to see if your math was right.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Jules, for checking on it and making me look like a superstar. All right. Well, this guy played 14 seasons in the NFL.
14.
Oh, so you were -2 when he retired. And I was -5. Yeah, I was -5 when he retired.
Man, so this is old.
Wow, we got an old buck on our hand.
Who is this guy?
Old
1970.
geezer, all right. I don't know who it is. Let's keep going. He was known for his strong arm and fearless style.
Fearless.
He led his team to 4 Super Bowl titles in 6 years, earning 2 Super Bowl MVPs with over 27,000 career passing yards and 212 touchdowns. A Louisiana native, he wore 12 his entire football career. Off the field, I think I know who this is now. Too.
I
have a
I'm
feeling.
looking at the picture, so I know.
Well, I mean, I don't, take shortcuts like that, but off the field, he's known for his charisma and humor, making him a beloved broadcaster and entertainer. Ladies and gentlemen, today's first 12 on 12/12/2024 is who, Jules?
Let's get on Terry Bradshaw.
Let's roll, baby. Let's roll.
Oh, Uncle Terry.
All right, Julian,
Uncle Terry.
what's the first thing you think of when you hear Terry Bradshaw?
One word, legend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up watching this guy every morning at 9 o'clock before the Niners games. Didn't really know his career. I mean, like as a real football head until I got older, until we started like getting to research stuff. You always knew of who he was because he had 4 Super Bowls and he was part of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is like a foundational organization for the AFL, NFL. But then I got to, then we got to work with him, and he's just like a fucking awesome dude. He's like just
The best.
he's such a good dude, and he's been very
Such a big heart.
big heart. He's a superstar, and he makes you feel comfortable. Like in the world, when we jump into that world of being, in TV, Terry Bradshaw, I mean, he's one of the reasons why Fox is what Fox is right now.
He's he's like, what is it? A parent founder?
He's a founder
of the kickoff pregame show.
He's a founder of the kickoff show, and him and Howie's in there.
Howie Long and Jimmy Johnson as well.
Jimmy Johnson,
And I think it started with JB.
James Brown.
James Brown,
Worked with James Brown, my guy.
who went over to where's he at now?
CBS. He
CBS.
went to
All right, let's
CBS.
not talk about because we have Kurt Menefee now.
Yeah, we got
with
Kurt.
us here at Fox.
We
So
got Kurt.
Menefee. It's a pleasure to have him. I'm glad that switch happened. I don't know JB, but I can't imagine having anyone else besides Kurt Menefee.
Yeah, no, but back to Terry. He's just he's like a country dude. He has a story and a joke for anything.
He
Did
really
you,
does.
Do you remember the joke he got Brady on? Where he tells he told this long story. He's got everyone, we're on this trip, a seminar, and he's telling this story about a dog or something. And like he knows how to get the story going. I mean, it was a 15-minute like starting story or pitch. What do you call that? A 15-minute setup? Like he was setting them up for 15 minutes.
All for a 5-second punchline.
All for a 5-second. He sits there.
And like you're sitting there, like your jaw.
We're all
like,
sitting there.
like you're drooling, like what's gonna happen next? Like
And
he's that great of a storyteller.
I forget the punchline, but all the other guys, Howie, Jimmy, Michael, they've heard he tells this damn joke, but he's got Brady on the hook. Brady's sitting there shedding a tear. It's about some dog or something. This dog's dying or something. And I forget what the punchline is, but freaking Howie comes in and he goes, "Oh, the old lady. Yeah, that's a sad one." Like everyone's in on the joke. Brady, who's Mr. Emotion, is sitting there about to cry, and then freaking Terry drops the
a few times.
and then he drops a punchline, which I'm not doing any justice by not being able to tell the joke, but that's the kind of guy Terry is, man. He had the whole fucking cast and crew involved in this thing to get Brady just to like let him know he's part of the team.
How pissed was Brady?
Oh my God, he was.
He got him good.
He's
got
such
him
a fun
good.
guy to work with because he's testing you always too, but he's always giving you little bits of advice.
Yes. That's you hit it exactly right on. And Terry Bradshaw's for the people. He loves people.
Yeah.
He loves entertaining people. He loves having conversation with people. It doesn't matter if you're a kid, if you're a middle-aged man. It doesn't matter, middle-aged woman, like older woman, older man. It doesn't matter. He loves conversation with people. He loves people. Doesn't matter what background you have. He's going to have a good time with you. And that's what makes Terry as well. It makes him a savant, Greatest guy out there. He's testing you like you said, but at the same time, he's giving you career advice. And that's why I love working with him, because he's always keeping you on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes me feel very comfortable at the desk.
Yeah.
He really does. He kind of put me under his wing when I got there. I knew Terry from a couple times before, from a few other appearances, and we were hitting it off. And the best was when I came in the Fox, and my dad's a huge fan of him. And I just literally come right up to him. We already met a couple times already, though, but it's my first time at Fox, and I just never told him that my dad's a huge fan of him. And I walk up, and, Howie's there, Strahan's there, and I go, "Hey, Terry, my dad's the biggest fan." And everyone thought, like, I was going to come in as a big fan, as the new young buck, as the rookie, and everyone just lost their mind. And Howie's like, oh, and Michael Strahan was like, "Oh, it's his dad. That's the biggest fan," just to bust his chops as well. But Terry loved it. Everyone, my dad's age and above, even under, are huge fans of Terry. Everyone loves him. Not, obviously because of his football skills and how much he did for the game of football, for the NFL, winning 4 Super Bowl championships in 6 years, but also his personality off the field as well, man. People love him. He's just a guy that is down for anything, singing, dancing.
Bronson, what is it?
Whatever
Bronson,
it
Missouri. Branson.
Mhm.
I think he does a concert every year in Bronson. Branson, Missouri. The one from She's Out of Your League, where they go on that vacation. You know what I'm talking about? So I think he does he sings. He'll go do like shows. He's done stand up. He's done movies. His butt cheeks were in a fucking Ryan Reynolds movie. Where he talks about that.
I mean, on the football field, though, everyone loves him off the football field. But, he played so long ago, 1970 and 1984.
Yeah.
And it feels like he played in the 1800s, actually, because he played before we were even born. But like you said, I didn't really know the game of Terry Bradshaw until I got a little bit older and I started working with him. And then I started going back and watching the history of football. And Terry Bradshaw, he's one of the leaders, and he's kind of like a co-founder of bringing the NFL to a whole nother level and winning championships and creating the pass game as well. The guy's got a strong arm. He's an exceptional leader. He's a gunslinger, and he's resilient as well. He had one of the toughest coaches in the history of the NFL, from what I'm reading and what I'm experiencing, watching documentaries about the Steelers and Terry. This guy wanted to bench him, and he still went out and won Super Bowls. Pretty incredible. He's clutch, mobile. His ability to extend plays, too, when we were watching his highlights. So
Tough as hell.
Tough as nails, man.
The way those guys were getting hit back then, Like he always tells me these stories about him when he's breaking his back and stuff, and he comes back 2 weeks later, and like those guys were on a whole different gridiron. Like we're tough football guys, and yeah, the game's probably a little faster and bigger now, but I mean, when you watch guys back in those days play, it looks like it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Like forearms to the face, taking guys down by their face masks, spitting on a guy when he's down, fucking people's elbowing. The things that we got in trouble for were like legal in this time. And he played 14 years and had 2 back-to-back Super Bowl runs. That's what people don't realize. He went back-to-back. They didn't win a couple, and then he went back-to-back again, which is fucking crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers are like one of the most popular organizations in football because of Terry Bradshaw and those teams, like setting that stage in early football, which isn't like early football, but like 70s football is early football, which, I mean, I went to Kent State, so that's right. That's like 2 hours from Pittsburgh. And I just remember there was always so many fucking Pittsburgh Steeler fans everywhere around there. There'd be a lot of Cleveland Browns fans, but so many Pittsburgh Steelers fans everywhere. They travel, and it's because of Terry Bradshaw and those 1970 teams.
Would you say he is the original TB12?
Yeah, he is. I mean, I think Tom Brady wasn't a glee in his mom and dad's eye yet when he was winning Super Bowls. 1970. When was Brady born? 75.
It actually makes it so fun being on the set with what makes it so fun, you know, working with Terry, though, being on the set, and now that Tom Brady is with Fox as well, is that I get the joke who my favorite TB12 is, you know, and it's whoever's treating me nicer at the time.
Yeah.
So Tom comes in, you know, I'm asking him a question, and he gives me props. I look at Terry, and I'm like, Terry, Tom's my favorite TB12 right now. And then Terry gets all mad and upset, and then he goes, but Gronk, I love you, and you're doing this great, and you're doing this great. And I look back up at Tom, I'm like, hey, the original TB12 is my favorite TB12, Tom. I'm sorry. And I love just working it and playing it. It just makes it a lot of fun, and that's why it's so fun working at Fox too, just with the teammates that we have is just, you know, unbelievable.
Have you heard that Tom Brady and alias story?
I have actually.
From Terry?
Yeah.
So Terry went.
Tell it. Let's hear it.
What,
It's an unbelievable story.
1983.
It is surreal.
In 1983, when he needed to get an elbow surgery, he didn't want it to be in the papers, so he used an alias name at the Louisiana hospital. You know what that name was?
Tom frickin' Brady.
Tom Brady. You can't fucking write that. And then the original TB12 basically named the current TB12? That's fucking gnarly.
Mm-hmm. That's some psychic shit.
Yeah. He was also, Terry Bradshaw was the #1 pick to live up the expectation from Louisiana Tech to be the #1 pick, small country boy, to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers and win 4 Super Bowls. That's fucking crazy.
Crazy. He was a flat-out winner. And what I love about Terry, too, is nothing stopping that guy still to this day. I mean, whatever gets in his way, whatever gets in his path, he just keeps climbing over it and just keeps on going. He's always ready to go 24/7. I'm 35, and I look at him sometimes throughout the full day at Fox, and I'm getting tired. And Terry, never getting tired.
Never.
Just always ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Always on point, always giving a one-liner, always talking football, always breaking down a play. He's just immaculate. And I love learning from him, and I love being under his wing, and I love working with him as well, man.
Is he immaculate like the reception?
Ooh.
And then also one on a serious note, I'm pretty sure Terry Bradshaw was like one of the first NFL guys to talk about mental health back in those days, which, you know, it's talked about all the time now with football players and athletes, and it's pretty norm now. But it wasn't like that when we were playing. Like people were, you know, there was a stigma or a perspective or a perception on guys that wanted help mentally, or if you wanted to go talk to someone. And like to have a guy like Terry Bradshaw in the 70s, who was a fucking icon, you know, talk about his mental health. That's a big part for why we're at right now in sport. being okay to like talk about your mentals.
Mm-hmm.
As what is it? Marshawn Lynch says, you got to protect your chickens. Terry Bradshaw was protecting his chickens back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I like it, Terry, man. I appreciate everything that you've done. But I got a question, real quick. If Terry's alias name was Tom Brady, what would your alias name be, Jules?
Ooh.
I'll tell you mine right after. Mine's pretty good, and it's understandable.
My alias name? I would go with...
Would it be Danny Amendola?
Nah, I think it would go with Francisco Delaware.
Francisco Delaware?
Yeah. That'd be my name.
But that's how you would call like the hotel and be like, what name would it be under?
Delaware.
Francisco Delaware.
Yeah. Francisco Delaware.
I'm not even going to ask you where that
What's
came
yours?
from. Mine's Bobby Whiskers. Because I got whiskers all over the place right here. Like, my hair's growing. I kind of shaved last night. So
Bobby Whiskers? That's a good fucking name.
So Bobby Whiskers goes really well, and it works every time.
That's like an Italian, like, wise guy, like, nickname.
My friend,
hey, Bobby Whiskers.
My friend one time, he came into my hotel room drunk, and he got on the phone to call room service, and you know how they answer? And they're like, and they say your name. They're like, hello, Mr. Whiskers. How may I help you? And his jaw dropped. He was hammered. He goes, Mr. Whiskers. And he looks at him. He goes, you're freaking Mr. Whiskers? And then he gets back on the phone. Yes, I'm Mr. Whiskers. I'll fucking give me 8 cheeseburgers. And he hung back up, and the 8 cheeseburgers came.
Wait, so you actually use this an alias name?
Yeah, all the time, actually.
Bobby Whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait to. Time. What kind of dude is Terry Bradshaw?
I mean, I feel like this one's pretty easy,
It is.
Jules.
I mean,
it is.
He's obviously a dog when you play in those days.
Mm-hmm.
In the 70s, everyone had to be kind of doggish. I'm just going to put it out there. You had to be a dog to play in the
100%.
fucking 70s.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
when you're getting your
physically and
teeth-
mentally tough he was, too.
You're getting your teeth kicked in, and then you're going to work at the gas station in the off season. That's a dog. He's a great dude.
He is.
I mean, at work, he's a guy. He's a glue guy at work. Whenever we work with him nowadays, like he's always talking shop, and he'll make his rounds to like everyone, and you know,
want to go out to dinner, have a good time with you, have a drink with you. He definitely
I mean,
a
we
dude.
did
Big time.
We did go gambling once. We played craps, and he's never played craps before, and I'm not joking. Terry was rolling, and he rolled for fucking 61 minutes. 61 minutes. We had to get it timed.
Why not add 8 more minutes to that?
I wish he would have, but I took, dude. I won so much money with Terry, and like I'm sitting there like, Terry, give me a Tom Rath, and he's like, what's that? And he's throwing it. I'm like, it's a 44. He's like, is that good? I'm like, 44, yeah. He's like, did we win? I'm like, yeah, we won, Terry.
Oh, Jules, you're going to be excited right now. I want to go to Vegas with you, brother.
So he's definitely a dude's dude.
He is a dude's dude, but I would stamp him as a dog because of the era that he grew up in and just what he did, too, under his head coach, wanting to bench him and him not, nothing ever phasing him.
He's also a stud, though.
Winning 4 Super Bowls in 6 years as well, which is pretty incredible.
That's crazy.
I mean, what are we gonna do?
Is he gonna?
What are we gonna break him down as, Jules?
On 3, 1, 2, 3, dog.
Stamp it.
All right,
let's go.
Let's get on to our next.
And now it's time that we're gonna get on a dude, and we're gonna get on a dude that's a big name in this year's draft, and that's your only hint.
Give me the AI. We haven't done this in a while. Give me the AI summary of this.
Oh, no way.
This draft pick. Start the clock.
AI synopsis.
10 minutes. Ready, steady, go. AI.
Standing at 6'2" and weighing 223 pounds, this quarterback dude has made his mark in college football history. He grew up in West Columbia, Texas, and played high school football at Columbia High, where he earned first-team all-district honors. He is projected as the potential #1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft after a standout season at Miami, where he won the Manning Award and ACC Player of the Year, as well as setting the NCAA Division I career touchdown record with 178. First off, I didn't know there was a Manning Award, so we should talk about that, what the Manning Award is.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, me neither. So let's talk about that. Let's see what that award is. I kind of want to win the Manning Award.
I know.
I love the Mannings. They're hilarious.
Well, you have the Manning Award. You're on every commercial. Like
You're
post-retirement.
right.
You have the Manning Award for, because he's there. The Mannings are on every commercial. Now
Good
you're
point.
on them.
I out Manning the Mannings.
It should be the Gronkowski
Yeah.
Award.
His rapid development, elite arm talent, and clutch performances have elevated him from a 0-star high school recruit. 0 stars.
0 stars.
I gotta hear about his journey, man. I didn't know he was a 0-star recruit. If you're a 0, that's bad. Yeah, and this dude was a 0.
He's about to be the first pick.
Yeah,
About to have hella stars
All
in
right.
his pocket.
elevated him from a 0-star high school recruit to the draft's top quarterback prospect. Let's get on.
To Cam Ward. Ooh, old Cam Ward. Man.
All right, let's get back to that Manning Award real quick. What is the Manning Award? I never heard about it.
What's
but
the Manning Award?
It's probably an elite award. It's got to be.
College Quarterback Award, Peyton Manning Award. Peyton Manning did light it up at Tennessee.
He did. He lit it up at Tennessee. I mean, all the Mannings have lit it up in college and in the NFL, which is just incredible. So I understand why there's a Manning Award.
Yeah, and Cam Ward got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Best quarterback in college football,
without a
is
doubt.
my understanding.
Oh, it's named after Archie
Yeah,
Manning.
it's named after Archie and the whole family.
Oh, I thought it
Makes
was
sense because it started in 2004, and I think Peyton was still playing. So,
yeah.
like, you don't really get an award named after you until, like, you're totally done with your whole career.
But Cam Ward, this guy's a stud. Not like that, but this guy's made his own path. I mean, going from a 0-star to what was the first school he went to? Incarnate Word in Texas, FCS. Then he went to Washington State, balled out, entered the draft, didn't like where he was potentially going to go, plays it smart, goes to make $5 million, Miami, and bets on himself, and now he's going to be the first pick, and it's not even really close. I mean, he reminds me, I heard someone say it, I forgot who said it. He reminds me of Steve McNair, and it's really cool that he's potentially going to be in Tennessee where Steve McNair balled. I mean, you look at he's always on balance when he's throwing. Mm-hmm. Like, you see his feet, and he's always on balance, and he always has his feet with him when he's about to throw. I like his arm.
That's good quarterback mechanics.
Good quarterback mechanics. He had that one where he rolls to his left and he flips his hips and he hits the guy in the back of the end zone, like across the field, not like way across the field, but over the field. But he flipped his hips like a shortstop and he slanged that thing. Like, I always see him with really good feet, and he's pretty damn athletic. I think he's going to be a really good football player. I hope that he gets paired up with a play caller that adjusts to his game, because that's a huge part to the development of these young quarterbacks. It's the ecosystem that he gets in. So I hope Tennessee has this prepared, because, I mean, he ran a 4.8, 6'2", not a runner, but he has athleticism. You see him in the pocket. He's very elusive in the pocket. What do you think about this guy?
Well, can you just go back, reiterating when you said he went into the draft or to the combine and he didn't like where he was going to get drafted, and then he went to the University of Miami? So that's something new that I just learned. You can still enter the draft, go to the combine, and if you don't like where you're going to be selected or projected, you can go back to college. Can you explain that to me? That's a rule now?
Did he go to the combine?
He went to the combine? How did that happen?
He initially entered his name.
He entered his name.
Decided,
all right,
nah, I'm not going draft. I'm going to transfer to Miami.
Okay.
Now, was that a negotiation ploy to get more money from a school? Like, this is like
it's all about leverage.
Leverage.
It is. So he
pulled
wanted
a John Elway in college.
So he wanted to improve his draft stock and capitalize on NIL. So he decided to transfer to Miami from Washington State. I mean, that's impressive. And if he was projected as a 5th rounder, I think it was, so his contract would have been like a 3-year, $5 million deal. So he went back to college, made all that money, NIL money, and now he's projected probably to sign like a $30 to $40 million deal if he's the first pick of the draft. I mean, that's how you count on yourself. That's a guy that knows what he's doing because he's been counted out his whole entire life being a 0 star from the beginning coming out of high school. So he knew that he could just keep on capitalizing, keep on gaining, keep on improving, and that's why he went back to college to the University of Miami. And here's my story about Cam Ward. I had no clue who Cam Ward was. I don't follow college like that much. You know all the big guys. I follow the University of Arizona. I watch a couple of games.
It's tough. We gotta watch a lot of football. Like we gotta watch a lot of pro football and talk about that.
Exactly, Jules. Exactly. I know the NFL, know all the guys inside and out, but I just have this game on, at my house. There's a football game on at my house. And I'm just peeking at it, doing some work, on my computer. And that's why football is so great as well, because you can just put a game on in the background and you can just, do peeks and just get entertained real quick, then go back to work, whatever you're doing, hanging out with your friends.
It's a little situational stimuli, like,
yes.
3rd and 8, cool.
Yeah.
All right, no, yeah.
Or 4th and goal, okay, I'll watch this.
Oh, red area target.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Hail Mary? Okay, end of the game, Hail Mary? Okay, I got to watch this. Hold on one second.
He airballed him at end of half.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he sucks. Back to business. Hey man, how's it
Rolex
going?
situation. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking mailman's always late.
1st and 10, I give no shits, back to work. Let me get my work done. 4th and goal. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on. All right. So I'm just peeking at the game, and there's this quarterback that's just dominating. Like, his talent level is just that much higher than everyone out on the field. And I'm like, this guy is special. Like, this guy looks like an absolute animal, absolute beast. And it looks like it's high school football because of how talented this guy was compared to everyone else out on the field. So I seen like a big run, and I see another big run, and I see some crazy pass, and then I didn't really look who was playing. So then he caught my attention that much. I'm like, all right, let me see what team this is. Who's playing? And I look, and it's the University of Miami. I think it was versus Virginia Tech. And I'm like, this is Division I football. This is the University of Miami. Well, Cam Ward was making it look so easy out there out on the football field that I thought it was a high school game and some absolute 5-star football player just absolutely dominating everybody else. That's how special he was. And I was just peeking at the screen. And that's when I fell in love with Cam Ward. And I was like, this dude is an absolute monster out there out in the field. And then I tuned in for the rest of the game. And I'm pretty sure it was that Virginia Tech game. It could have been another game, but they were down. He came back, threw a bomb, had like a 20-yard run touchdown. And it was just incredible what he was doing out on the field. And then I looked him up right there on the spot, and he was the projected top 5 pick. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense now.
But
Yes.
just that story alone, like to come from a 0 star to go to the school I never even heard of, to Washington State, playing a Pac-12 when it was the Pac-12, then go to Miami, bet on himself for one more year. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a great story. I can't wait to watch him. But I watch his film. And like how he even pats the ball, like Steve McNair, and like he's always on balance in the pocket, and he keeps his eyes down the field. I just hope that Tennessee can surround this kid, and he has an actual shot. You wouldn't want to see that go to waste. But
I mean, yeah, he holds Miami single season records for yards. 4,300 plus yards, completions 305, 39 TD passes, 67.2 completion percentage. I think that was 1.8% too low, Julian. If you can do that math. So he was a little down there. I might take him number 2 overall now, not number 1 overall. I think he slid in the draft, his
That's
draft
pretty quick
stock
math.
because of that. But he has the most career Division I touchdowns, 178. So that's combined passing and rushing, correct? It's got to be. I mean, yeah, for sure. The guy runs like a freak of nature. So he's running touchdowns all over the place.
he never looked like he got caught from behind.
Nah, he never.
He
did.
doesn't look like he's a burner, but he's like Steve McNair. I don't think Steve McNair ran crazy fast, but you watch Steve, man, he reminds me of him. It's crazy. I think Dan Orlowski said something about it on one of his shows, and I was like, and I started watching. I'm like, this motherfucker really does look like Steve McNair.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Air McNair.
Mm-hmm.
He was so fun to watch.
And McNair played for the Tennessee Titans.
I know.
Houston Oilers, right?
Well,
Houston Oilers
both.
and Tennessee Titans,
Something
both.
like that, I think.
I'm guaranteeing this guy is the number 1 pick in the draft.
Guarantee it.
I'm guaranteeing it.
All right. I'm taking it.
I feel like he solidified it as well at his pro day. He absolutely dominated his pro day, and I think he should be the number 1 pick as well. I just love the way that he plays the game. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball.
Well,
Smart player too.
0-star recruit because he was in a wing T offense. That's that's a huge part of why he was 0-star. That's all like counter shit. I played against that.
Well, that's probably
1998 Super Bowl game against Naperville Redskins. We ain't never seen the wing T before from coming from the west coast of Redwood City. Went over to the parking lots of Disney World, saw these kids running a wing T in the walkthrough. We were like, what the fuck are we getting into? And yeah, it's a bunch of guys just running a bunch of different shit all the time. It's very tough. And so it's hard for the quarterback to get any noticed. He only averaged 12 pass attempts.
Well, that's probably where he learned how to run the ball.
Exactly. I mean, this is going to be fun. I'm excited to see. And you don't hear anything bad about him.
No,
I haven't heard anything like he's not a problem to be around. Like, regardless of what you want to say about Shedeur Sanders, people talk about him for being there's something there, of some kind of something. I haven't heard of any of those kind of stories with Cam Ward. I don't know if that's media shit or this or that, but like he seems to be like a good liked guy in the locker room.
Well, I can tell you this. If you're a 0-star, you got to be level-headed and you got to be going in the right direction because if you're a 0-star and you're causing problems in life, you're never going to get any opportunities. You can be a 5-star and cause 500 problems in your life, but you're going to keep getting chances. But when you're a 0-star, they're just going to overlook you if you have a background of bad behavior as well. So clearly, the football gods are on his side because he seems like a great dude. And that's why you probably haven't heard anything, intangible about him.
So for all you young kids, if you think you're a 0-star, you still have a shot because Cam Ward was a 0-star. Now he's about to be the goddamn first pick of the National Football League draft tonight. All right. Time. What kind of dude is Cam Ward?
I don't know, Julian. I think you said it right at the beginning, right off the bat.
No.
But it was 10 minutes ago or like 20 minutes ago, so I think I forgot. I got hit in the head a lot since I got drafted 15 years ago in the second round, 42nd pick overall. I can remember that still.
I said he was a stud, but he's developed himself into a stud, but he wasn't always a stud, and a stud is always a stud.
That's a good point.
Okay? 0-stars ain't studs. You know what they are?
Dogs.
They're fucking dogs. Okay? And he's right up my alley. I was a fucking 0-star. I was a 0-star.
That's why you ain't a stud.
Nah.
Maybe for breakfast you can be a studly muffin, but that's all.
Studly muffin?
Overall, you're a dog, Julian. You were a 0-star.
You know what? And that's from the stories we've been talking.
0-star loser. I was a 4-star.
I think I was a 2-star.
Yeah, you were, because if you get an offer, you're automatically a 2-star if you go Division I. But he didn't go Division I.
I went to JUCO first. I had to go to JUCO.
Oh, so you were a 0-star. 0. You know that game? It's either a 0 or a 1. You were a 0.
Well, no, who wasn't a 0? Cam Ward. And we already just declared what he's officially on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dog. Yeah, I mean, the story of him being 0-star to what he is, gambling on himself to come back, transfer to Miami. It's honestly these new stories that are going to be developed with this new rule system. You're going to see a lot of this kind of story, I bet. Guys that start at a lower level school, dips to another school, then goes to another school. I mean, that's what happens when you're a free agent every year.
And you're not really going to see that guy that's Division II that's dominating get drafted really anymore because he's going to get scooped up in the transfer portal now and go Division I, before his junior and senior year. So you're not really going to see that Cinderella type player anymore, which is kind of disappointing a little bit. It was always so fun. It's kind of like March Madness. I mean, you got 4 number 1 seeds going at it for the Final Four. Why? Because they're powerhouses. Every single year, they're going to scoop the best players and pay them.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get the 16th seed and just some random guy that developed late in college, dominating, on some no-name team. He's going to get scooped up from that no-name
Gone.
team and get paid and go to a powerhouse program.
Leave with the coach.
So you're not really going to see that anymore, even in the NFL. So it's basically going to be all Division I guys that are going to be drafted now. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a select few Division II, maybe one Division III guy drafted, but I'm sure they're all going to be from top schools now.
All right, let's get to our next guest.
This shit's so stupid that it's freaking funny. That's the whole point of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the whole point of the show, Joe?
It's to grade what kind of dudes each guys are, or dudes.
Oh, well, I got really off track because I thought it was to be silly.
We're silly while we're doing it.
Oh, well, then we're both on the same page.
100%.
We both have our own goals. Yours is to rate dudes. Mine's to be silly.
Sometimes you got to rate a dude to be silly.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, let me rate another dude.
Let's
Who
go.
are we rating next, Jules?
This is a German episode. The Germans are very serious.
I'm sorry for joking around and trying to make people laugh and be silly. It's a serious show now.
Nein! That means no in German.
This beer tastes like Sour Patch Kids. I'm
Does
not lying.
it?
Yeah, it's really sweet and tasty. It's like a wine.
It's a Heffenweizen, I think.
Well, it's very good. There's got to be sugar in here or something. I'm telling you, it's really sweet.
I think that's like a huge part of beer.
It's delicious.
Sugar,
Is that
hops.
Is that what
That's
they do?
how it makes the alcohol.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I didn't know
Hops.
that. All
Extra
right.
hops. Let's get on to Amon-Ra St. Brown. What does the AI have to say about Amon-Ra St. Brown? Start the clock.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, a standout wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, is known for his precise route running and reliable hands. Since his debut in 2021, he's consistently shown his talent, amassing 346 catches for 3,877 yards and 24 touchdowns.
Man.
He made a name for himself at USC before hitting the NFL, with German roots adding an interesting twist to his backstory. St. Brown carries a rich heritage. Off the field, he's known for his genuine, down-to-earth nature and commitment to giving back to the community.
He's for the kids.
He's a good guy. I watched him on receiver. Hard-working guy.
Yeah.
That's for sure. He's been working his butt off ever since he was a young buck, doing all the ladder drills. His dad was there to train him.
That was Mr. Universe
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
How crazy
Wow.
is that? Is that
Twice?
Twice.
Whoa.
Like there's like videos of Amon-Ra and his brother, who's also in the league. What's his name? Equidinius? Yeah, I'm not reading that, dude. That's so hard. Equinemius?
You want to know what equimenius means?
What is it?
Well, there's sometimes I just know things. It's just wild. You're going to probably be mind blown. But equidemius, there's things I can't say, but there's things I know.
Equinemius?
But it's the Egyptian god of medicine.
Oh, Imhotep is the Egyptian god.
Oh,
of
my
medicine.
gosh, Jules. Okay, let me redo that one. Hold on. You want to know what equanimus, Egyptop means?
Imhotep?
Yeah.
Imhotep? What does
The
it mean?
Egyptian god of medicine.
That's tough to say, and I can't believe you knew that.
I just know things like that.
So Amon-Ra is the Egyptian king of gods. Equanimous Imhotep is the Egyptian god of medicine. Osiris is Egyptian god of death. Hey, those are some badass names. His dad had a plan for these kids. He definitely had a plan, and they're going out and they're executing. I'm such a fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You want to know who he reminds me of? The way that he plays the game, the way that he runs his routes, bowl routes, in cuts, out routes. Like you, Jules. Like you. You guys are very similar, my man.
We do have similar game, I feel. I mean, because he moves around a lot. He's great with the ball in his hands.
And most importantly, you both are boxer ripped.
He's ripped.
You're ripped. He's ripped. You guys have similar built, same height, I think. How tall are you? 5'10"?
5'10".
What's his height? Oh, never mind.
He's 6
feet.
foot. He's 6 foot.
I'm sorry, Jules.
He's 6 foot.
But you're both ripped, central.
He's
Jack Diesel.
He's versatile. He makes big catches, and I'm excited for him in the Detroit Lions. I mean, he's going to be a cornerstone of this organization,
and where they're going in these next few years. And hopefully it's to the top. I think it's time for Detroit to have their time.
He has great yak ability. When he catches the ball, he makes guys miss.
Always, he's a strong runner,
Yes.
strong lower
So
body.
he doesn't just help out the team. He helps out Jared Goff tremendously, as quarterbacks love players that
Yak
can get the
daddies.
yak. I mean, it just pats their stats big time. And I mean, he can track that ball.
Yeah.
He's good at tracking the ball.
He
That's
tracks
what
the ball
he's really
very
good
well.
at. He's really good at that. And I would say that might pertain to, some training with his dad, because when I was growing up, my dad would hit tennis balls at us like really high, and we would have to track the ball, and then he would hit it like full speed at us too. So our reaction time would just improve week in and week out as a kid. So he kind of had a similar, style growing up, brothers obviously to compete with. And then also his dad, putting him through drills and training right away as a kid. So being able to track a ball just goes way back to when you're a child. And he does a great job with it on the football field.
100% had crazy dad that made him do crazy drills. I'm part of that club as well. I mean, I remember my dad when I was getting into the league to return punts. I never caught punts really. I did a little in college, but I was a quarterback. And I would get on the press box at the high school and punt off the press box while I had those a pair of sunglasses that were taped with one eye closed. So I had to catch a punt off of my dad kicking it off the press box while my sister was throwing little like tennis balls at me, so distract me. Like, having the crazy, he definitely had crazy dad that made him do crazy drills. You can just tell.
Well, we did too.
We did too.
That's why we
Part of the
really
club.
like this guy.
Love this guy. Tough guy. He plays with toughness. It's tough. It's crazy when one of your guys on your offense, one of the toughest guys in your offense is your receiver. It's very rare. And he's like that. He brings a toughness to that team. Him and Penei Sewell and a lot of the guys, but he's one of those guys. You watch him in the run game. His blocking in the run game is huge. He goes in, lays hat on the safeties, digs guys out for force. You can put him anywhere. He makes catches in every spot. He can run the ball down. He runs good go routes too. I mean, he's not just a slot guy. He's a versatile guy. Ball great in his hands. Hard to bring down. Way faster than you think. He's elitely quick. He's stronger than what you think. He's a fucking good football player. That's why he's getting paid hella money. He's getting paid $30 million.
$30 million?
I think he's got a $30 million
Oh
contract.
my gosh, that's more than you made your whole career.
Damn
Just
near
1
close.
year, dude. Oh
Damn
my
near
gosh. I feel
close.
bad for you, Jules. Hopefully
Damn
this
near
podcast
close.
help you out.
Hopefully
eventually.
the podcast will.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra, man. I'm trying to make slot receiver. You come join, dude.
Yeah, can you also tweet out, this podcast, because we're just trying to make some money. Jules made his whole career, made 30 million, which is
And now
nice,
you made
but
it in
you made it in 1 year. So can you help us out? Can you help him out? Can you tweet us here?
Man.
Amon, please. Thank you.
Do you think our dads could beat up his dad?
Maybe if it was 2 versus 1. Yeah.
I think that would be tough.
Papa Edeldog, Papa Gronk versus Papa St. Brown.
That would be a fucking
Coming to an arena near you.
That's a cage match. My dad just got a hip surgery, so I think he'd be a little out right now, but he'd bite some kneecaps. He'd do some Dan Campbell shit.
I think Amon has been throwing a couple TDs as well, which is pretty cool. I've been watching, the Detroit Lions. I'm a fan of the Lions, actually, especially with Coach Dan Campbell. They're just fun to watch, and he fits the system.
100%.
And he's bringing, that type of style to life that Dan Campbell wants, and that's why he's such a great mold there in that organization. And it's cool because they do all the trick plays, and he's so versatile that he can throw the ball as well and do what they're asking him to do. So obviously, you've thrown a couple passes in your career. How would you rate his passes that he has thrown, Jules?
How many touchdowns has he got? He got through a tutty to, what was it, 2024, week 4 against Seahawks. Had a receiving touchdown and a throwing touchdown and a passing touchdown. He threw it back to Jared Goff.
Yeah, he did. He threw it back to Jared
It
Goff.
looked like a tight spiral.
It did.
He's so strong that he got tight. He probably got a strong ass arm.
And he laid it in perfectly.
Yeah, he could throw the ball.
One trait I would say that Dan Campbell, I've seen him talking about him in a press conference, is just how consistent he is with his routine. And to be a great player in the NFL, you got to have a great routine, especially as you get older, especially as the years continue to pack on you. You got to have that routine to be, consistent so you can go out there and do what you need to do out on the football field. When you're 20, 21, 22, I mean, there's a little routine, but not as big of a routine that you need to be when you want to consistently be on top of your game when you start hitting your mid-20s to 30s. And Amon-Ra St. Brown has a routine. He's going to play for a while, and he's a great player out there, and just huge props to him for what he's doing in Detroit.
Real mature of him to realize the routine too at such a young part of his career. Like if you're that's a mature mindset. That's like a pro. When you get in the locker room, you have your time dialed out for what you have to do to get your work in, to make you better each and every day. And you could just tell he's a product of that routine. Does the same shit. Probably does the catching drills before the game, which I think he does. He has the weight routine. I bet you he does a lot of prehab. I mean, he's definitely a routine guy. But his mom's from Germany, right? He speaks German. He also speaks French. He speaks English. He's got a great podcast with his brother, 33rd Team. After scoring his first touchdown in 2023, you remember the little hip thrust thing he did?
No, I don't. Can you show me?
The Key and Pill. He's like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now I remember.
He said he would have been flagged if he gave one more pump like the Key and Pill.
Yeah, he knew.
He's a smart guy.
He knew one more pump.
He speaks like 6
one
languages.
more pump, he was done.
One more pump and he's done. Oh, here it is. One pump, two
pump, and he stopped.
That's
Genius.
discipline.
That is discipline.
That's discipline.
Dan Campbell wanted to see that third pump too.
Did he?
He did.
No, he wanted a 15-yarder?
Nah. He wanted to see in the locker room after the game.
Yeah, right. Dick Hibble. Crazy.
Well, Jules, have you ever been flagged for a celebration?
I have not. I got
Really?
I got fined for throwing the ball in the stands.
Yeah, that's not a flag though.
Yeah. Did you get flagged?
I did one time. Gronk spiked the football really hard, and Coach Belichick always harped, don't spike it near an opponent because if it hits anyone, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
And I literally spiked it. It was versus the Jets. I think it was a Monday night game or it was Sunday Night Football. It was my second year in the league when I was going off, scoring all of those touchdowns, and Gronk spiked it, and no one was around. The ball literally went like 15 yards that way, and it hit the guy in the shoulder, and there was a flag thrown. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, whatever, personal foul number 87 on the offense. Penalty will be added on to the kickoff. And I was sitting there like, how did I just get a penalty? Like, what did I just do? And I watched the replay, and they showed the ball going like 15 yards all the way over to the left and hitting the Jets player in the shoulder. Yeah, it was the weakest penalty I've ever gotten.
Because you're too jacked. You literally threw the ball so hard at the ground and went 15 yards the other way.
It was like the same power as Mr. Olympian, Mr. St. Brown.
Mr. St. Brown. What a badass to have sons in the NFL like that. And
and he's more jacked than all of them.
I don't think he was.
Well, he was.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Those guys are pretty jacked, and the apples don't fall too far from the tree.
They're all jacked, man.
They're all jacked. Would you rather have a dad that's Mr. Universe or an arm wrestling world champ? Tyson Bagent, remember the backup QB on the Bears? His dad, over the top, fucking Sylvester Stallone trying to win the goddamn semi.
I would say an arm wrestle champion dad of the world, because it just kind of lasts longer. You know, you'll always have that power as an arm wrestler. Even when
Mr.
you're like,
Universe,
even when
the
you're
most
like
jacked
65.
guy in the world.
I know, but I feel like that doesn't last as long. I mean, you're still going to be jacked, but like as an arm wrestling
But if
champion,
you're the most jacked guy in the universe, Mr. Universe, he's the jackedest.
you would be the ultimate dude, actually, if you're the most jackedest person in the world.
Yeah, arm wrestle talent's cool. Ask Danny Amendola that. I mean, he broke someone's arm doing it.
Yeah, he did.
We won't get into that.
Wasn't it after a party? I know, at a party after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
All
again.
right, we're done.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we can keep that in because.
Well, it was arm wrestling.
I would have my dad be Mr. Universe and the most jacked man in the whole.
Got it.
world.
I think I'm going 1000% Mr. Universe. Fucking bloom, bling, blang. I'm going straight Jack Homie.
Could you show me that again, please?
Boom, bling, blang.
I just
You gotta
never
get-
seen you in that character, Jules. That was pretty
mean-
impressive, mate. Was that your German in you that, you flexing like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's a German in me. Time.
Well, what kind of dude is Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Amon-Ra St. Brown. What kind of guy is he? I mean, he's a dog.
Yeah, he is a dog.
He's a dude.
Dog.
Is he a dude's dude? He seems pretty cool.
Yeah, he is cool.
He's smart as fuck. He knows 10 languages. He's also a stud. Second round guy. Went to USC. You grow up in Anaheim. You grow up in SoCal and you get to go to USC. You're a fucking stud. That's just that. You're a stud. He's a freak. He's explosive as hell. I wouldn't put him in that freak category though. I think he's more impressive because he's not so big and he's not a freak.
Yeah, you got to be huge to be a freak.
Yeah, you got to be huge or
Like
some
DK Metcalf.
freak. Dog, he's definitely relentless.
Oh, he is relentless.
He's definitely he's
motivated big time as well. Every day
he's
is
self-motivated.
Yes, he is.
He's a self-motivated guy.
He is juice. He is juice.
All right, on a count of 3, you tell me who you think he is. I'll tell you
All
who
right.
I think he is. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Dog.
Dog.
He's a dog. He's definitely. Did you say dog?
I said stud.
You said stud?
Yeah.
I thought I heard
stud.
dog.
I said stud just because he's very athletic.
But he's got that toughness in him, that gritty.
He does.
Gritty.
He does have some serious toughness to him.
He's tough.
to a level that
You see when he
is
gets hit and
putting
stuff,
the
he comes
Detroit
up.
Lions on the map, helping put them on the map. It fits Dan Campbell's program.
He's one of the flag carriers of that team, and that team is full of dogs.
You want to know why he might be a dog then? Why I might go with you? Because he knows all 16 wide receivers that were drafted ahead of him, and he recites them before every game. And that is dog energy right there.
That's fucking. That's a dog.
That's
energy.
like my dog, Ralphie. He's smaller, and he can recite every big dog that goes by him, and he attacks them every time. That's like the 16 wide receivers that were drafted ahead of him. They were all bigger and better than him, they were saying, and he attacks them and recites them before every game. That's some dog energy right there.
That's some crazy shit, and you gotta have. Yeah, that's a dog. That's a stamp.
You're right.
Dog.
He's a dog.
Let's move on to our first guest,
Who's that?
who catches 100 balls every fucking year.
Oh,
Travis
yeah.
fucking Kelce. This
Oh,
guy's
yeah.
a production machine. What does AI have to say
Oh,
about Travis, Michael, Kelce? Start the clock now.
Travis Kelce is widely regarded as one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history.
Oh yeah,
Known for his exceptional receiving skills and athleticism. So far, I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Off the field, he is seen as a charismatic and dedicated individual.
He is.
Often praised for his leadership and community involvement. Kelce has made a significant impact on the Kansas City Chiefs, helping them secure multiple playoff appearances and a Super Bowl victory. And AI, not right here, Super Bowl victories. You got to make it plural.
He got 3.
Yeah, he's got 3.
He's
got
in
3.
the category.
Yeah, he's got 3 AI. I mean,
What they
AI.
say? Just Super Bowl victory?
I knew we were smarter than AI.
They're not there yet.
Yeah, Super Bowl and a Super Bowl victory, it says. All right. He holds several notable records, including the most consecutive in overall seasons with 1,000 receiving yards by a tight end.
Jesus.
Recently, Kelce has been in the spotlight for dating Taylor Swift, co-hosting the popular podcast New Heights with his brother Jason Kelce,
Killer.
and becoming the Chiefs' all-time leader in receptions, surpassing the legendary Tony Gonzalez.
Oh wow.
And there's still a myth about Tony Gonzalez that has not been solved.
We
The urban legend.
The urban legend.
We're not going to talk
not
about
talking
it.
about it. This
We're
is
just going to
Travis.
let
This
that
is
be. This is
Travis.
about Travis.
This is about Travis. This is about Travis.
This is about Travis. Tony, we know that
We know.
no matter what, you are the
Good
number
things
one
coming
tight end
through
in the
with you.
world because of that myth.
Good things coming through with you.
Yes.
Tony.
Good thing coming through with Tony Gonzalez. Oh, man.
Killer Trav, man.
Killer Trav.
He's so slippery.
He is slippery. That's a good way to put it. Slippery. Smooth.
Smooth.
Flexible. Functionable.
He's got like a very
reliable.
He's got a very I remember us talking about it. He
Mhm.
just has that basketball body where like he doesn't get hurt.
Mm-mm.
He's always he's elegantly running when he runs. He's faster than what you think,
Mm-hmm.
and he's stronger than what you think,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always in the right position.
Always in the right position. He knows how to find an open hole better than any tight end I have ever seen.
Finding an open hole.
Yeah, in the defense, Julian.
Okay.
In the defense, okay?
I don't
If
know.
it's zone, he can find,
the soft spot.
yeah, that's soft spot.
The soft spot of the
And,
zone.
and just
What
sit
about
in-
man?
and sit in it.
What about man?
Man coverage? Oh man.
He's got great bow routes. You see him? He at the top
He
of his
does.
route.
He's so like savagey. Yeah, savvy.
Savvy.
Savagey, savvy at the top of the route. Like he can go to boom, 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 like a basketball player dribbling when they're at the
Crossover.
top, one-on-one, crossing over. Like he's got that. And that's what truly gets him open as well. And that's what makes him a great player, is because of his knowledge in the zone game,
Yeah.
the ability to find the open hole, to find where the grass is so he can sit there and Patrick Mahomes can just dump it right to him. And then also the ability to just be so savvy at top of the route and have that crossover type of skills, and then boom, 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 make the DB confused, or the safety or the linebacker. That's rare, a linebacker on him, to make them confused what way he's going. And boom, he breaks out, and he has that separation. He can get that separation because of it. And when he has that separation, you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. He's going to find you every single time and put that ball on the money.
Can you keep them separated? What's that from?
That's a song.
Can you keep them separated?
Is that dang, who sings that again? I know who that is.
I don't know.
I'm getting a tattoo now. I'm getting ink done. That's the same
Yes.
artist, right? I asked for a 13, but they drew a
Offspring.
30 with Offspring.
Offspring.
Yes,
You
yes.
gotta keep them
I
separated.
think that's the same song too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The Offspring.
Now, do
Well,
you?
Travis Kelce is like an Offspring. He's different from every tight end. He's one of the best ever to play. That's
Yeah.
being an Offspring right there.
Now, do you?
Not a
guys-
traditional guy.
I gotta ask you something.
Yeah, ask me, Jules. Ask me and I'll answer. I'm not scared.
You ever get sick of people comparing them to you?
There's really like not a comparison. I mean, you can compare us, but we're two totally different players, to tell you the truth. And like, it all depends on what type of scheme you're in as well.
Yeah.
Like what they ask him to do with the Kansas City Chiefs, I could not replicate what he's doing with
Yeah.
the Chiefs. If you ask him to do what I was doing with the New England Patriots, I don't think he could replicate. He could do it. Like I could do what he's doing, but I wouldn't have been able to replicate what he's doing with the Chiefs at that level.
Yeah.
And they know how to use his skill set. We have two totally different skill sets by far. Like he's savvy at top of the route. I'm going to run and I'm just going to go to the corner. And I'm going to outrun the guy. I'm going to use my body. I'm going to be physical. And Tom, just throw the ball up. And if the guy's on me, I'm bigger than him. I'm going to use my body, box him out, and just go up and catch the freaking ball. All right?
Nice.
Just throw me the ball. There was nothing more to it. This guy has like 8 moves. He's like a wide receiver out there. So we're two totally different players.
Yeah.
You can compare us because we both wear the number 87. So that's in comparison right there. But if he fit, if you brought him to the New England pitch, I don't think he would be able to do what I was doing. He would be able to do it, but not to the capable level that I was be able to do it at. So we're different players, man.
Yeah.
Totally different players. He has mastered his skill set as well, just like I mastered my skill set and what I brought to the table. But I mean, I'm not, sick of it. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he definitely belongs as the best tight end in the NFL, or debatable as being the best tight end in the NFL due to his stats and what he has done for the position. But it's just an honor, I guess. It's an honor to be in the same category.
Now, what if you guys were both on the same team?
I think we would be perfect to be both on the same team. I mean, I feel like we kind of counter each other. There's no doubt about it. Just the way, like I was saying, how we were different players, his aspect of the game, how he, can line up anywhere, how he can motion to any point on the field at any given time. I was kind of the guy like, Tom, do I really got to motion across the line of scrimmage? Like sometimes I was in the huddle, like, I'm Tom, I know I got a motion here, but I'm just going to line up over there, man. I'm like too big to be motioning, Travis is lighter, you can motion him around, set him up. Yeah. I had that happen before.
I remember.
Yeah. I got a lot of mass. So we would complement each other unbelievable. And I would say that we would have been the best duo. I would say one of the best duos to play if we play with each other. Don't you think so?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
We kind of had that.
Yeah, we did. I was actually going to say that we would have
kinda
broke
had
the
that.
records of me and the other guy. About I won't mention names.
Yeah.
We broke basically every record in the book when it was him and I, number 85.
Yeah.
I think he had like 2 numbers. I think he was 81 at first, and
81.
then number 85.
Yeah.
So we broke every record in the book for being dual tight ends. Like we had like what, 26 touchdowns that year and like, I don't know, 2,400 yards just between tight ends. Travis Kelce and I together would have definitely matched those numbers or produced even more. Then you at slot receiver, then Randy Moss out wide.
Just there's so much
Wow.
clutchness going on in that.
Who would be our quarterback there? Mahomes or Brady? Or would we have them both and one would play one half?
I gotta
and
go
the
Brady.
other.
We gotta go Brady.
I know. I agree.
Because we don't know. I don't know how
I
to play
agree.
with. We don't know how to play that that scramble drill, second play within a play. That was not like our forte. So those guys learn that. That scramble drill. Like Travis is always open when there's that second play within the play that Patrick Mahomes creates, and they've got on such a wavelength where he's always in the open position and he knows where to go. He reads and scans the field better than anyone. And he always finds open, and Mahomes always delivers it to him. So it'd be different. It'd be very different.
Yeah, that second phase of a play, he's got that down to a science on how to get open. I mean, that's due to Patrick Mahomes being able to scramble like that. But Travis is also one of the most clutch players in the history. Of the NFL. There's no doubt about it. When it comes to playoff performances or a tough
Got all the
regular season
numbers.
game, he has all the numbers. He has all the catches when it's that time to make a play.
And he's swaggy as fuck.
He is swaggy. He's smooth. But I swear it's due to the fact that he has that like basketball mentality, the basketball body. Like, yeah, like he's not jacked. He has another dad bod like Patrick Mahomes in a way, but a little bit skinnier, a little bit more proportioned dad bod, I would say. But those guys, man, I'm telling you, they don't get hurt. They don't pull muscles. And it's because they're not tight. And he's not tight at all. And I swear that's what makes him the player
fluid.
that he is. He's fluid is
just
the word that I'm
fluid
looking
and
for.
pliable.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he
Mm-hmm.
and people are worried about him right now.
Why?
I'm not worried
Why?
because his production's a little down. Yeah, he had a good game,
Oh.
but I'm not worried until like Travis is gonna show up when the team needs him in December, January. That's
Mhm.
like that's when you need him. Okay, he's 34 years old now. He's chilling until that point, and he'll turn it on. And these jokers will probably go out and win again because he's part of that formula. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Spags, and Chris Jones.
And on top of it, he kind of is a complete tight end. He doesn't get the job done in the trenches. You're not going to put him one-on-one with a freaking 280-pound defensive end like, Coach Belichick loved to do with me in practice and just, get my brains, just mushed every day versus Rob Ninkovich and all the other guys. He just loved putting me versus every single practice and just loved watching me just bang my head every day and then go out and do it in games. But it was fun. I loved it. That's why I did it and never complained. But he gets the job done. You want to know how I describe blocking James Harrison? That's kind of what he does. He's kind of got it down to
He gets in the way.
He gets in the way.
And he knows where the play has to hit
And
in
he
the
knows
springboard.
that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. If you got that down to a science, which he does, and I've seen him do it, it springs the running back still. The guy does not make the play. So he's got it down. And tell you the truth,
He's a superstar.
he's a superstar.
He's dating Taylor fucking Swift, and they might
Dating
have a
her.
kid.
They should have a kid. They should.
That would be a great kid.
It'd be what kid be performing, like, having 8 catches a game, and then like halftime he's doing the halftime show in like 24 years.
Probably sooner.
Yeah.
Taylor was on the scene when she was like 13.
All right. So it would be like the new Ryan Williams. You know how he's 17 years old at Alabama? So
Yeah.
their kid would be like 14
Ryan Williams.
in college. They just surpass like middle school because he's so smart.
And then he would go like do a duet with like,
Yeah.
he would go do something with Quavo right after.
Yeah. So, and then he'll be in the league at 18 and then singing and
And
performing
have
at
like
halftime.
top 10 hits and a TikTok song.
Dang, they need to have a kid if that's the case.
They gotta have
They
a kid.
gotta.
And we would be crazy not to talk about last year's AFC Championship game when all year we kept on hearing people, not me. Chiefs are done. They look old. They look slow. Where's Travis Kelce? What are they doing? Red hot Baltimore. What are they doing red hot Baltimore? He goes 11 catches on 11 targets in the AFC Championship when everyone knows they're throwing him the ball. That's a killer. That's why they call him Killer Trav.
Clutch. Well, one of the most clutch players of all time. I said that already. How about when I first met him? My really first time of truly meeting him. Like, truly meeting him. He came to Gronk Beach, man. It was really cool. He was in Vegas. It was in Vegas. The draft was in Vegas. And he came up to Gronk Beach. You were there. I was hammered, man. I was hammered, actually. It was one of the few times in the last few years where I was pretty hammed up. And I'm awesome when I'm hammed up, actually. You jumped on my back. I didn't even feel it. Didn't even care who was on my back. I just started running around on stage, Jules, and you jumped on my back. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Killer Trav shows up, and we're having a dance-off on the stage.
He can dance.
And he can dance.
And Rob can dance, but
I can dance kind of like they're my own dance moves, but he can for real dance because, like we said, he's fluid.
He's fluid.
I got too muscular, man. I just never worked out like the way I worked out like in high school and college. Like I should have been doing like more pliability stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because that was kind of my motto. Like that was kind of my persona, being jacked.
Rob, you look like you were a senior in high school playing against fourth graders when you were playing.
But imagine if
you
I was still
just fucking.
Imagine like if I was looser and I could dance better and still be playing.
You could
football.
dance. You dance your own style. You're good.
You're right. I'm the best at dancing my style. Ain't no one can match me.
Ain't nobody matching him. All right, time. Let's drop in. What kind of dude is Travis Kelce?
I mean,
like
you kind of just said it already. You hit it right off the bat without even thinking about it, without even going over the categories. I mean, we got freak. I don't really think he's a freak.
He's not a freak.
Maybe somewhere else he's a freak.
He's freaking the sheets, maybe.
Yeah, freaking the sheets because, but
Killer Trav.
But hey, that's all I'm going to say. That's how far I'm only going to go. But on the football field, like his physical attributes, no, not really a freak. Like we said, dad bod, but fluid. So like a freak is like DK Metcalf. Like that dude's freaky.
Yeah, he eats like Cheetos for breakfast and he's got a 19-pack.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy.
A dog. He's definitely a dog. He's definitely motivated.
Trav is a dog. I think he's a dog.
He is.
He's a dude's dude too, I bet. I bet you he's so cool in
great locker room guy here.
He's a stud.
Drink some beers with you.
He's a whiz. He is.
That's because he knows how to get open. I wouldn't say he's like a true whiz, but he's a whiz at his position. Kind of just like myself. Tight ends don't know. We know the whole playbook, but we're not like the smartest. We know what we just need to know.
Rob, you didn't mess up much.
Yeah, but like I said, we know what we need to know.
Hey, so is he a stud?
Is he a stud? He is a stud.
He is a stud. He's
definitely a stud. But is he a dog? I think it's between stud and dog.
I think because he went to Cincinnati and he was a third round draft pick. He had the troubles in college with the marijuana bullshit. That's why he dropped to the third. I think that's like
kind of being more of a dog.
That's a dog.
Because if you're getting in trouble for that stuff and you're a stud,
and you're still going out and performing, studs don't get in trouble for that. Yeah,
studs don't get in trouble. Studs can get out of it. You got to be a stud on the field and off the field in order to be labeled a stud.
Yeah.
And like getting in trouble for that,
it's kind of a weak thing to get in trouble, but it's also a dog.
It's a dog. You get in trouble, a dog goes in its cage and it comes back out.
That's a dog.
That's a dog. He's
Stamped
a dog.
Well, that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a dude you want us to do, and remember,
rate and review.
No, do it like Gronk.
Oh, rate and review.
Call in and ask us a question on the chill line at 561-203-5789. Remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. We'll see you guys next week. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. Visit more podcasts from iHeartRadio. Visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.